Okay, so before we get into this podcast with my man Senay, I just got to give a shout out to our weed sponsor. Shout out to High Effect. That's HAIEFFECT. They are the inventors and the marketers of the 2020 Knockout pre-rolls, which we are heavily on lately. They also make Moon Rocks. They make this stuff called 2020 Mud with 2 Ds that we're a big fan of. And they basically just keep this podcast alive, keep us afloat. I don't know how we would survive in this workaday world if it wasn't for marijuana. And they keep us loaded up. So even though our guest may not partake, we just want to show some love to High Effect. That's HIIEFFECT. You should follow them on Instagram and also check out higheffect.com. So without further ado, here we are. This is the Senay podcast. No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world.
In the motherfucking world.
And I'm here with my boy Senay.
What's up, what's up?
How you living, bro?
I'm doing well. You know, I jumped off the train. The sheriff was patrolling. And I came up. I got like 5 tap cars on me.
Yeah.
So
you got to keep them.
At any day, you never know when they come in to check the tap. I'm like, man.
Yeah. See, I don't know if I
got this one.
If I blame the cops for looking at you funny because of that mustache.
Oh yeah, I seen you try out the mustache, but it didn't look as well as you.
You want to know what happened with me and the mustache? Is that TA double dollar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had the mustache. It was pretty crazy, but it's kind of like an ironic facial hair styling. And then TA came over, and he's just in my living room for like 5 minutes, and I just went upstairs and I shaved the mustache off.
Why?
He didn't even say anything about it. I was just thinking. I'm just like,
he's being judged.
I'm just like, maybe I don't need to be living in a constant sarcasm.
Yo, Adam,
you were
I did
afraid
the
of
same
the roast?
thing. When I turned 21, I grew my mustache out to celebrate, and then I turned 21. I had the mustache. I go out to the bar, drinking, whatever, meet a cute girl. We're vibing, get back to like her place. I'm walking around, I'm all drunk. I'm looking at her. I'm like, are we hooking up? Like what? I look at her. I'm like, I'll shave the mustache off right now.
And she made you.
No, he just asked her that.
I thought that I was like, what's holding me back right now? I was like, it got in my head.
Oh no!
You got to rock it with confidence.
That's true, bro.
That's what I do.
We never hooked up.
How's your girlfriend feel about your mustache?
We're on a break right now.
Oh, are you?
But,
oh my God! Here I am.
Whose idea was that? Whose idea was that?
it was mine. But she liked it. I rather. She said she liked the mustache. She said she did like the mustache. So
Yeah,
it was no.
Yeah.
It was my idea because I was overseas for a while, so I wasn't trying to like. I'm trying to be like a modern man. I'm not trying to be like stay up in the house and be a nun while I'm like traveling the world for the next 6 months.
Or just like FaceTiming every day.
I wasn't fucking with that anyway.
Yeah, that's a waste of time, right?
I wasn't gonna be doing that.
What do you do for work?
I do a lot of things. Right now, I'm doing like I do like the programming for Boiler Room, like in LA. So I do all the shows.
That's lit.
Yeah, and I do that. That take up a lot of time, and then I do like a lot of writing stuff for like, like magazines and blogs.
He writes for the Hundreds, but is that like the most high profile stuff that you've done?
No. I wrote for Complex, for Vice, a couple. I just didn't want to say nobody's name.
Oh yeah. I feel you.
They ain't paying. That's why I took the brand off.
I like that.
They ain't paying. Shout out to Aqua Hydrate. Not paying for this water. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to High Effect. I'm wearing the High Effect 2020 hat.
Yeah,
right now.
Shout out to Mod's son.
I'm gonna
Shout out
say
to Mod's
shout out to
son.
Mod's son, but I do just want to take a quick break to say shout out to our sponsor, High Effect. That's HIIEFFECT.
I'm rocking the hat. Y'all think my hat is fly? Go check it out.
That's true. If you want a pink dad cap, 2020's got those. 2020 knockout
Says
pre-rolls,
father?
though,
What does
we be smoking those out here, and they're amazing. And also the 2020 mud is fire.
Oh,
They got
man.
the Moon Rocks. You should definitely hit up your local dispensary and let them know that you want the High Effect products in your hands right now.
I get what High Effect is now. I thought it was a storefront, but it's like a brand.
Yeah, it's a cannabis brand.
It's a lifestyle. It's
Shout
like
out to
Herbalife.
TK.
Yeah,
bro.
So I don't even like weed brands, man. How many are there? Do you think?
Oh,
Not enough.
How many?
What is the biggest weed brand? What's
High
the
Effect,
Nike of
bro.
weed?
High Effect.
I mean,
Bro.
okay, but
I don't know. I have no idea.
I just started smoking weed again.
The medical or the marijuana community to me is very mysterious.
actually, like, what's the Budweiser of weed? Just
I don't think we've gotten there yet, but I would like to know. Yeah.
house phone branded weed or
I'm just gonna say High Effect is probably the Nike and Jordan.
Yeah,
of-
and TK is the Jordan.
he is. No, honestly, if I had an answer, I would love to give it to you. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no
okay,
fucking
okay.
clue about weed. Yeah,
Do you smoke on a regular basis, sir?
I never smoked.
never.
You just asked for 8
Oh yeah, because
papers.
He just thought they were cool.
I'm gonna take them.
All right.
They're gonna be used.
To smoke what? Rolled
It's
cigarettes?
not for me. No.
Hand them out. Could be like, yeah, I got these.
It's like when 4 girls come, you know.
Yes.
and-
Oh my god, who got rolled? Bro, you are a smart man.
How'd you get those? Oh, well, I was on this cool podcast the other day. Yeah.
So I want to jump right in and talk about your fucking accessory game and how ill your chain alignment is.
Oh,
You got a
thank you,
nice
man.
watch. You got some rings on. You were a very player. He has a nice dad cap. Hey, all right.
Yeah, shout out to my
sorry
man.
for riding his dick. Everybody gonna be in the comments on my head right
House
now.
one is very complimentary.
Yeah, I
But
just
that's
like
fine.
No, I
I give him
appreciate
respect
it.
where respect is due. Adam, you're new. The come up shirt is hard as fuck. Show the back real quick because that shit is really tight. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Who was it that thought it
back
was a
is-
Wi-Fi symbol?
No, that's
That's
the VLC
hilarious.
media player.
That is
Yes,
hilarious.
exactly. Whoa, I didn't think of that, but that's a really good point.
Also, shout out Roseman season 7. We was in the field this weekend.
Good
We was
point,
all
yeah.
repping at different times in different areas.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Well, you want to know how I first met Senay, though?
How?
Is because, well, number one, hanging out at the bar, like in Long Beach when I lived out there. And I
Oh,
just see him at the bar a lot.
Warner Bros.
But then this is the thing, is that he used to make these hats that said fucking White Devil, which I had one of those that I wore a few times, but he also made ones, I would see him around wearing a white power hat.
Yeah, that was his 1-on-1 though.
That was lit.
Yeah.
Would you get in trouble for that from people?
By what people's?
I don't know, like your own people.
I was
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
telling this story earlier. I don't know if you heard it, but my friend this brand called Tune Heads in LA, they make hats and jackets with big red swastikas on them.
Oh, okay.
But he's like a 19-year-old black kid from Compton. He's not a
He's 19,
neo-Nazi.
okay.
He's not a fucking. He's trying to make controversial stuff. And for me personally, I research everything, and I knew that the original meaning of the swastika was like a Buddhist symbol for like peace and unity.
But it says destroy by all means necessary on the swastika, which is kind of
That's on the jacket.
That's their way. Oh, on the hat it doesn't say that, right?
And on the hat it doesn't say that.
But I'm saying he was doing all this shit a while ago. Like if I can
5-6 years ago.
tell me what what inspired you to start doing these kind of controversial.
Yeah, we
that
could
time.
talk about it. I mean, because I'm a multi discipline artist. You know what I mean? I do like clothes. I do music. You know, take photos, paint, or whatever. So it's like
Renaissance man.
you know, I mean, and when it was in Africa, the real Renaissance. But like, my issues with it is that, you know, we walk around every day anyways with brands that perpetuate white supremacy. So what's the big deal when you take the brand off and you just put what the brand is anyway? Whether it's like Nike or, I mean, I don't want to start naming.
Okay, but what made you want to make those?
perpetuates white supremacy?
Well, you got to think about it. Like, we wear brands, right? They represent capitalism. We live in a capitalist society. Capitalism perpetuates white supremacy as a power dynamic. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're really thinking about it, like, what's the difference between wearing a name of a brand that, like, for example, like a McDonald's. McDonald's sends, you know, they donate millions of dollars every year to like Israel, and it's issues there within itself. But like, in terms of the military system there, but like, it's the same thing, whether it's like Calvin Klein having child labor in Malaysia or Indonesia or any of these brands, they're doing things that it's not so visible to us, but it's visible to the rest of the world. So I don't really understand the difference between saying what is, you know, like, you perpetuate white power or white
Do
supremacy.
you
in the
feel that
world.
if you broke anything down enough, it'd be problematic? Like if you started looking at where your food came from, like where
Oh, yeah.
Of
you
course.
you couldn't have a computer, you couldn't do anything, right?
Of course, but there's a difference between acknowledging the existence of something and choosing to be willfully ignorant of it. You can acknowledge something and try to work to better it. Like, I live in a problematic world,
Right.
blah blah blah. I'm gonna keep pushing, but I recognize that so and so's, you know, is bad and I could do better. Versus, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to know
But
anything so I can live.
The thing for me is that when you say like that, you know, Nike perpetuates white supremacy, I feel like we're
That's
almost
hundreds of brands. That's hundreds of
right,
brands,
but we're
yeah.
kind of like taking away like the strength of the phrase white supremacy when it relates to like people who are actually, because there are a lot of people, you know, hate groups all over the world and everything, and like I don't know. I feel like when we talk about like Nike and stuff, like that's almost like it's this incendiary language that almost makes it like hard for other people to relate to what you're saying there.
Okay, I'll give you a better example. I could say Chase Manhattan perpetuates white supremacy because Chase Manhattan, they trying to look new and fresh. They're the ones who sponsor the Made in America shit that Jay-Z and Beyonce do. Mm-hmm. Chase Manhattan started out as a insurance bank in New York, and the particular insurance that they was in business was like, you know, say you own a ship. And
I do.
Look at that hat. Of course he does.
You know, you own a ship, and the main thing you pick up, the main product you pick up with your ship, is human beings.
Oh, I don't do that.
No, I know. Yeah.
completely different shit.
Well, if they want to come on for fun.
Like a cruise ship, right?
Yeah. No, I just mean like slaves, like so like back in the day they would send out ships. They would steal people on the land.
Chase Manhattan was doing this.
Chase Manhattan was the insurance company. Like say the boat can hold 250 people, right? Well, 250 Africans that you don't feed and wash and nourish, they're probably not all going to survive there, right? So what you do is you insure your cargo so that you don't come, even if say all of them die, and you spent $10,000 trying to bring these slaves that you stole. You have an insurance bond with this bank so that even if all your product dies, you still can get your money back. That's how Chase Manhattan, which is the third biggest bank in America right now. That's how that bank came about.
But
so
the thing is like any business, if we were to look back 200 years, is going to be involved in all kinds of unsavory practices that we now look at like, oh, that's disgusting, right?
That's true, yeah. But we can acknowledge. That's what I'm saying. Like we can acknowledge that these things happen. It's just like.
But what are the actions we must take because of that?
Right.
Do we not go to Chase Manhattan because 200 years ago they did that?
I don't know. I go to a credit union. I don't fuck with no big banks, so I can't.
But 200 years ago, the credit union could have been funding.
Man, my credit union is we good. Long Beach. Shout out to LBS. Like we came out only like 50, 60 years ago.
What if the guy who runs a credit union had some ancestors who did some credit?
No, you're right. No, I know you're right. I mean, everybody. Somebody's a dancer's a devil.
You eventually got to get out of your room and do something.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, it's just something to be mindful of while you're walking around through the streets, like.
So that's better than just like wearing a hat that says white power, or like me wearing a swastika hat or something. Like,
no, it's not. It's not about better.
Just reappropriating the same like style of branding.
It sounded like he's
right?
making a statement.
Yeah,
kind of wearing it or no? Because it would
it's
spark a
dialogue.
Yeah.
It's sparking dialogue, and if you trying to like. I feel like with art or with fashion, whatever, like you trying to be trendy, that's cool. Everybody trying to be trendy about something else, but like in terms of me, I speak. Like that's how I make my money,
right,
So if people want to talk to me about what I'm wearing this or like I got my own shit on right now, you know what I mean?
You made that too? Okay.
Like,
but see, that's the thing with me. Like, all right,
white guilt. That's what that's about. You know what I mean? If somebody say, "What's up with?" I don't like your sweater. It's like, okay.
Yeah. See, but look, that's the thing with me. When people are out trying to talk to me about the swastika jacket or the swastika hat, I'm not a teacher. I'm not trying to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and give you a 20-minute lecture on why you should do research and like what the actual meaning of the swastika is. I'm not about to do all that. So that's where the conflict comes to me, because like people get offended that I don't feel like explaining myself. I can wear whatever the fuck I want.
But we do live in this like if people love getting offended. People get offended at their jobs now too. Yeah. So you guys are doing something kind of really controversial in a sense and going out into the public with it,
Yeah. And like even Adam has used this phrase with me before, like it being black privilege, where like I know you were playing, but like someone else
but what did I say that about?
You said I had on a swastika hat. You was like, I could never do that. I would get like curb stomped. And I was like, yeah, I feel you.
I said that's a rare example of black privilege.
Yeah. Which is funny, and which like whatever, but like I know somebody came at me like that out in public and was like you're only getting away with that because you're black, and you feel like that's the only reason why you wore it and all this other shit. And it was like this white dude, and I was like,
I'm like, so what?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you.
I'm like, what? We could talk about the differences between white privilege and black privilege.
But it's just interesting because I saw him and his friend wearing white power hats together, and I was just like, oh my god, that's so fucking bad.
It was just me. It was one-on-one.
That's the thing, is that he can wear a white power hat, but you definitely
But I like
can't.
it because he's acknowledging the existence of something that is like him acknowledging the existence of white supremacy in modern culture, the influence of racism on our culture. It's just as abstract as wearing a swoosh on your hat and being like, yeah, I like love this fucking clothing brand. It's just equally ridiculous.
And at the end of the day, you have the power to get offended. You have the power to like give this word or this symbol like the weight that it holds, Right. And it's like even with the N-word, like everybody gets all up in arms because like black people say the N-word to each other, and like sometimes I say the hard R as like a joke, like, and people like get offended, and I'm like, dude, like.
I punched somebody in the face one time when they had the how our feature they had them.
Oh, it was
hats.
like yeah.
I told this guy.
What did they say?
I told a guy
it was a hat that just says
it says niggas
on it, and just like huge font.
Well, you saw a white guy wearing it?
Yeah, I said take the hat off. He said no.
See, but like,
how'd that go?
It was 100.
He didn't want it. He didn't want it.
Really interesting.
He ate it and he just went on his way.
Right.
He's probably some like Fairfax white kid who
he was an Odd Future fan.
Yeah.
Those kids are all small.
Yeah. But that's the bad on like the flip side. That's the bad thing I feel about like controversy, like the idea of like commodifying controversy, because like a lot of cats get set up, like for example, like that kid, you know, or like Supreme, like they was, which is a New York brand, so I don't even understand like the idea of like them trying to like be on some gang culture out here. But when they did the whole bandana print, like why you doing that? Because you have these cats come walk around and full on flamed up, or you know, or in blue or whatever, and just walking down the street. Like, okay, you walk,
but usually they're walking down Fairfax Avenue or in Beverly Hills or some shit where it's not really that apparent. All these, any kid that's walking around with that North Face Supreme bandana collab is like white and rich.
Yeah, but
my homie has the slippers. He has house shoes, but he's fucking some white kid who lives like in Beverly Hills, so I don't think he has to worry about that.
No. I mean, it is. It's a thing related to environment, but that's why like you could be downtown trying to eat, you know, Grand Central Market or whatever, one of these kind of spots, and somebody roll up on you like, yo, what's up with that?
Yeah. That one guy's gonna roll up on you. What's his name?
Who?
The big Supreme guy.
The banging on my chest.
Yeah.
Lion Babe. Yeah.
I fuck with that fool.
He was on fire. Yeah, we were just talking about him. Yeah.
I fuck with Babe. I like Babe.
Yeah.
I keep seeing a lot of people responding like, yeah, that's just funny, but if you run up on me, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, nigga, you ain't gonna do shit.
I feel like there's got to be like some level of acting there where he's got to like tell some kid like, hey, I'm gonna run up on you,
or like they see him,
like,
they see him and like agree along with it, like, oh shit, like
no, he too big to be jokey.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's too kind of like, he's a little swole.
If you're in line for Supreme, you already took an L. So then when someone tries to fight you, you're just gonna get.
You know, I wanted to get him on the podcast, but like Complex couldn't even get him to comment on their article about him and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
They probably sent somebody with glasses.
Do you specifically relate to the like when you hear Black Lives Matter movement? Is this something you like specifically? Because I know you are concerned with these types of things. Is that something? I don't know how to fucking wear this. I'm falling over myself right now.
Is it true you're concerned with Black lives?
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
All right, I'm gonna start over. Black Lives Matter movement. Do you consider yourself a part of it, and what role do you see it playing in our society?
Yeah, I fuck with Black Lives Matter because like police try to kill me. You know what I mean? Like they try to do crazy shit to me in my personal life. You know, right now I got a case against the LAPD. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got an open civil.
We ain't talking about open cases on air.
Yeah.
It's like that. You can't really talk about it.
No, I don't care. I don't give a fuck about my lawyer.
What's the situation like?
I was at Starbucks. I was just chilling. I came out the gym because my girl, she used to live up in the valley, and I just came out the gym right so and so, and you know I walked out. There's a Starbucks right there, so I ordered, and you know my mom's always told me like you always gotta have a receipt on you because white people be tripping on you. You know what I mean? So I always have a receipt wherever I go. I don't care if I'm just sitting somewhere, and it doesn't matter. I always get a receipt. So I had the receipt in my hand, and I'm just sitting down in the patio. And it's like 35 people. Oh, blah blah blah. You know, people on the computers, whatever.
The one on Gower?
No, it's in the valley. It was in like North Hollywood.
Okay.
And I seen a motorcycle cop. He rode up and he like looked at me and he walked through the patio and he walked in, and I'm just chilling. You know, I'm waiting for my drink, and then he came right back out. He said, "I'm here for you." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Somebody said that there's somebody out here smoking." I was like, "Oh, okay." He said, "So where'd you hide it?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm chilling." And he's like, "No, I know it's you. You're the one with the reefer." And I was like, "Yo, man, it's like 30 people out here. How you?"
Yeah, the most impossible crime.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna smoke with Starbucks with 30 people.
No, it's a Pizza Hut right here, and it's like a Pilates spot. Like this spot burnt.
And we be smoking, but not around 30 people at Starbucks.
Nah, I'm not gonna be doing all that. That's
crazy.
silly. Yeah, but he rode up on me, man, and then he tried to call the boys on me. It was like 5 police. You know, other cars came, and then they was tripping on me because I didn't want to give my information. And they pulled the guns out on me, and they had me in the middle of Lancashire. Took my shit off. I'm like, you know,
Did they pat you down, find nothing, and still?
Of course, yeah. And then they was like, "You a welfare recipient?" Blah. It was crazy
Really?
shit. Yeah, because I said, "You a Klan member, man. That's why you tripping on me. You's a Klan's member."
And that's what he came back with?
Yeah, he said, "Well, if
okay.
I'm in the Klan, you on welfare." I was like, "Yeah, I probably am on welfare, and you probably is in the Klan. So we both right." You know what I mean?
Wait, is this the most like extreme altercation you've had with like racism from the police?
Nah, not even.
It's pretty standard.
Like one time, my pops like. One time, this dude got pulled over by the police, and he escaped from the station, and he ran from the station like 3 miles. And I used to where I live, it's like a big like substation in the area, and he ran into my apartment building, and he was like rolled up, and he was like bleeding from the eyes. And I'm sure they was like, he said they was spraying him in the station. They was just like had him down, spraying him. I don't know if he was lying, but he was like, yo, he came to my door. He knocked on the door, and he asked my mom. He was like, excuse me, sister, you think you can give me some water? And my mom was like, okay. And she gave him like a big bottle of water, and he was pouring out the water just all in his eyes. He's like, thank you, I really appreciate it. And he was a big guy. He was like 6'8". He was big, 400 pounds. And he walked down the stairs, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna walk out. I don't know what's up. I was like, my mom locked the door, so I was like, okay, she good. And I walked out. And I walk out, it's a SWAT team. It's rolling up. They're like, have you seen da-da-da-da-da? I'm like, I ain't seen nobody. And they just like knocked me down, and they ran in the building, and I'm running behind the SWAT people, and they chasing the guy, and they shot him, bam, bam, like twice in the legs.
Right in front of you?
Yeah, right there. Bam, bam, they shot him. He dropped, and then like 10 cops just jumped on him, and he was beating him, and they they got his arm, they snapped his arm. And then the next day, it was like a watch commander and like a police like attorney, and they came to the house, and it was like you didn't see nothing, right? Like you guys just closed the door. And my dad was like, yeah, I seen what happened. Like you guys was tripping, blah blah. And they was like, you just recently applied for a green card, didn't you, Mr. Kenfe? Like blah blah blah. All this shit. It was like, oh yeah.
So they knew all about him already.
Yeah, they like looked everybody's shit up. Yeah, it was tripping.
That's crazy.
Wow. What you experienced this like in your face racism that much or what?
Man, bro, fuck yeah, too many times.
Really?
I don't know. It's just like I try not to base circumstances that like interactions I have with law enforcement that are negative. I try to look at it as the individuals and not like all cops are bad or like all white people are bad or anything like that, because I know too many people that just generalize shit, like, you know. And like I feel like that's a part of it being the problem too that people don't want to speak on, is like black people being so anti-white people, or like, you know, just people of color just being so like, oh yeah, white people, all cops are bad, all that shit. I feel like that's a part of the problem too.
You just ran up in here with the gringus?
I got the Molita.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what that is, bro. You turning up. I feel you.
Yeah, look at that.
But yeah,
snapping.
yeah, bro. So
I feel like, and this is just my take on it, I feel like the mentality of someone who becomes a cop is a certain mentality. It's very close to criminal.
Yep.
So you give those guys some power. Yeah, you give
That's
those guys
the
some
real
power, a badge and a gun, and the cops are dickheads. They want to beat up everybody, and then they also are racist on top of that.
Yeah.
So like they'll shoot. They shot up with that Asian lady's car or whatever. She was delivering newspapers.
yeah.
They put like 95 bullet holes in this car.
But that's because they thought she was
A black dude.
Chris Dorner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I shot her up.
Yeah, but like, how do you mistake this? Small, you know, you just want to shoot your gun. You know?
yeah.
But it's just insane because like just the way that cops have been enabled to behave a certain way out here is insane, especially when you travel the world and you see how cops behave differently in other parts of the world where the cops are in some way subservient to the people. Like you see the video of these riots in France and there's people kicking the fucking cop car in and smashing, throwing shit at this cop and everything, and he won't get out of he gets out of the car for a second. He won't really even like fight him. Think about how that situation would play out in America if there were people like kicking a cop car, throwing shit at a cop right in his face. The cop would pull out his gun and shoot them in the fucking face.
That's because we don't be killing them enough.
Huh? Because you don't be killing cops enough. Okay.
Not that I'm advocating it. I'm just saying they don't be getting killed enough. Mm-hmm. If they was getting killed enough, they'd be.
But I think it's not about that. I think it's about the attitude. I think that the cops just haven't been given, and like in England, a lot of the cops are scared of the people. Like they're scared because they don't all have guns, and it's just a different attitude. But in America, it's like the police force has been militarized, and you know the attitude is that if there's going to be any threat, the police should have the most firepower possible to somehow neutralize that threat. But like a lot of times with the issues that end up being big cases, like the motherfucker in Staten Island who he was selling bootleg or selling cigarettes illegally. The cops asked him for his ID. He didn't want to give up his ID. They end up fucking killing him. But it's kind of like the situation that you're talking about, which I think is interesting.
That's not why I killed him.
What was it?
That's Eric Garner you're talking about, right?
I forgot. The dude in Staten Island with the cigarette.
They choked him out.
Yeah, the big fat guy.
That's because somebody was fighting on the block. And they were saying he had been known for selling cigarettes. Oh. And they was like, somebody called the police. He said, yeah, I called the police. These people was fighting. And they was like, we know about you. Why you out here?
Right.
And then they killed him.
Yeah. But I think it's...
I did that before, too. Whenever I go to New York, I be selling cigarettes.
Selling the cigs.
Yeah.
Okay, but both of those situations are kind of similar, where they wanted the guy to hand over the ID. Your situation in NoHo, you didn't want to hand over your ID. I think in a lot of like people's minds, they look at that and they're like, oh, there's this angry ass black kid who doesn't want to hand over his ID the way you're supposed to in any altercation with the police. What would you say to that? Because obviously people like you guys are fed up with having to deal with being fucking treated like shit by the cops.
Yeah, first of all, I'm gonna say in my situation, I'm not gonna say in nobody else's situation, there was no measure of suspicion that had been met. You know what I mean? You can't have 35 people in one space and talk about you the one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you didn't see me.
You gave no reason.
I gave no reason. I was literally sitting down with a receipt in my hand. He said, "Why you here?" I said, "I ordered something from Starbucks. Here's my receipt."
Can I say something though? So if you are the person that you didn't do shit, you don't have shit on you, why make it harder on yourself by being defiant and just do what the fuck they say, give them your ID, and then go about their way? Go about your way.
I think, you know what? For a long time, I felt that way, and then I realized that the reason why these people even had the thought process in the first place is because we enable them to even think that I am being defiant by the fact that I'm not doing what they say.
But that's the thing, though. It's like
because these people work for us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
and it doesn't feel like that in America.
It doesn't feel like that in America. Like I pay taxes. You know what I mean? My mom's pay taxes. My pops pay taxes. These people was employees of me. You know what I mean? And they're supposed to be around to protect me. So
of course.
I shouldn't fear them. I shouldn't feel that I'm in danger whenever they're in my presence, or feel like I'm in the wrong when I know I'm not doing nothing. Now, for example, if the guy said, "Hey, we have a murder suspect running around. Give me your ID to identify yourself."
Wait, so it would have to be. So basically what you're saying, it has to be a high risk, or it has to be something like a crime of high standard for them to.
Well, at least that would make more sense.
But it's the same shit though. If it's a crime going on in general, they got to figure out who it is. They're gonna compress everybody.
No, I'm
just obviously they're gonna stereotype and do shit like that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like because that's happened to me, and that's been some racist shit too. But I'm not gonna trip on it because I get it. If somebody says, "Listen, we got a black male between 5'10" and 6'5", 180 to 200 pounds,
right?
And you are the only black male in this space. Can you identify yourself as who you are, and we can keep it pushing?" Yeah, okay, I don't got a problem. But I'm not gonna get in trouble. First of all, I'm not even gonna go to jail for smoking weed. Because I'm not carrying a certain amount of weight on me for even to be taken to jail. Maybe get a ticket. Yeah, okay, that's not a problem. But like I have.
Oh, okay, that's that.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say. So when you were at Starbucks, did you have stuff on?
No, I had nothing. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nothing on me, and I let them. This is the thing too. I let them check my bag. I said, "Go ahead, check my bag. I don't got nothing." So it wasn't I wasn't being compliant or being defiant.
Right.
I felt like I had already met I showed him my shit. He felt stupid because there's nothing in my bag. He was like, well, "Give me your ID," blah blah blah, because he wanted to run me for warrants and find some other reason for trying to fuck with me because he couldn't get me for what he wanted to get me for. And that's when I said, "I got a problem with you stepping to me, man. I said, you know what? I don't feel comfortable having this conversation with just you. I feel like we have a certain energy, the two of us. I need to have some other people within the space, other police."
So that's when he calls for backup?
Well, he called, this is the thing, he called the LAPD, and then he called the chip, he was a motorcycle cop, so he called them. So then they came, and he, with the LAPD, you got to call it in as it is, but with his own people's, it's a different deal. Right. So when they came, they said, "Oh, so-and-so," he said, "Officer," whatever his name was, I don't remember his name, Officer White Devil. He came up to me and he said, "So-and-so said it's a violent blah blah blah," and he pulled a gun on me. I'm like, "Yo, ain't nothing violent. We sitting here waiting for the other cops to come," but they had already so then it had already made it an aggressive thing because he pulled a gun on me. I'm just like, "Yo, I'm chilling on the side of the street with a mocha frappuccino."
So
man.
so you're suing,
yeah,
and you're gonna get money from all of us because we're the taxpayers.
yeah.
Right,
Not from you, from
cops,
the insurance
man.
company, because cops have
insurance
bonds,
so,
probably from Chase Manhattan.
Okay,
because they slave masters too. So
That's crazy. Hey, I have another question. Why did the Kylie Jenner get you banned from Facebook?
oh yeah.
Kylie Jenner challenge.
Because I said like she got the, like, I don't know why we're calling it the Kylie. I said the Kylie. I didn't even saying that. I think it was just because of language, because Facebook be tripping like on language. So I said the Kylie Jenner lips is like the new nigga lips of the 21st century or whatever, right? Because a generation ago, that would have been what people would say. "Oh, you got nigga lips," you know what I mean? Like, I didn't think it was. I wasn't trying to be controversial. I
But
thought
you
it was
just
being
said
funny.
that it was just a status on Facebook.
That literally was all I said,
and
they,
you just used the hard R, and they took it. They got rid of it.
it wasn't even a hard R. Oh no, I did say the hard R. Yeah.
But they
yeah.
really banned you from Facebook. What? Just
Yeah.
temporarily?
Nah, for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah,
One time
yeah.
my friend grabbed my fucking phone and put a picture on Facebook of 2 huge black dicks.
Uh-huh.
And fucking they deleted I didn't have my account for like 2-3 days. It was terrible.
Nah, they came at me hard. Yeah, they came at me real hard. And then the complex people, they talked to me and I wrote whatever. And then, you know, they
Oh,
went,
you wrote about the whole situation?
Yeah, and it went like virals, like on the Gawker and all them Muffin posts and stuff. They was hitting me up, but yeah, man, like, you know, it's funny to me because like the craziest thing, perfect. It's all like a spin game, you know, like the shit that happened the other day in Sacramento with the the white supremacists. We
Right.
talking about that.
Wait, so what did they do though? Just to reiterate,
They were
this?
just, it was a march.
Oh, they
it
just
was
did
a march, and then
inside.
there's an anti white supremacist group that follows the Nazis.
Right.
And they counter march, and the Nazis had knives on them, so they went and they attacked them, and like 10 people got stabbed up.
Really?
I
Oh,
thought the Nazis were the ones who got stabbed.
No, it was both. It was both, but they had knives. They had knives on them. I seen it in the LA Times. That's what they said. I'm sure people both.
Yeah, because the picture I saw were 2 neo-Nazis that were bleeding and walking away.
I think it was from the fights though too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not a part of any group because I don't want to get stabbed from my group.
Yeah.
I'm
part of-
yeah.
I'm part of
myself.
Rogan.
You're in a softball group.
Yeah, yeah, you're
Or
probably
is it soccer?
get stabbed for that.
Yeah.
I got stabbed.
Softball.
I got stabbed before. It's not.
Okay, let's hear
Yeah,
that story.
like,
What
I
happened?
I get
What would
stabbed
you
for
get
rope
stabbed
game.
for?
I got stabbed for rope game. For
I
sure.
get
I got
stabbed
stabbed
for
twice.
Were you just? Is it a fight?
Yeah, what happened?
Or what happened?
Yeah, somebody tried to rob me. I was like, no, you're not gonna. All these nice.
For your
chains.
chains?
Nah, I didn't have a nice chain back then. My mom's wasn't letting me wear jewelry when I was a kid.
She was too smart.
Yeah.
You can't be around
So
that
someone
Long
jumped
Beach.
out with a knife, said, "Give me your wallet and phone or whatever," and then you said no, and they went bam, or did you like try to fight him?
I fought him. Yeah. I took that. I wasn't. You got to kill me. I wasn't gonna give him nothing. Yeah.
That's the attitude?
Yeah, I feel that way. Yeah.
You still feel that way? Like, you don't see that as like a little bit older and like think like, fuck, maybe I should just give
Do
it
you
up.
I don't
value
have kids no more. I don't have kids. I was gonna say no more.
I don't know what happened. What happened to the kids? Dear God, this just went a different direction.
It's been no jumper. Thank you, guys.
No, I don't got no kids yet, so like,
okay,
I don't
okay.
feel that way. But when I do, yeah, I probably will because I have
Okay.
something worth living for in that sense. But
Sorry, you seem like rational and you seem like you'll make logical choices, but also there's some parts of you it's like
No,
well,
sometimes you gotta-
don't get
Yeah.
stabbed for your wallet.
yeah.
Sometimes
Run
you gotta-
away
it-
or-
nah, sometimes
But
you
it
gotta
was
turn up.
it wasn't just like they was trying to rob me too. It was like on some gang shit because like some of the people I was with, they was not rocking with each other. So then
That's
they
what I
tried-
said. That's a gang. That's like
Yeah.
that's why I don't hang out.
If
with
somebody
any group.
rolled up on me with a gun outside with my backpack, with my computer and everything, and said like, put a gun in my face and said, "Give me your backpack," I mean, I think I probably would, but it would be the hardest moment of my life. Don't you think?
'Cause you
Like,
wanna
come
turn
on,
up.
man.
I wouldn't know.
What
What
you
to
got
do.
on your computer?
I mean, these podcasts that I haven't uploaded yet. Let's start there.
Yeah,
That-
money, right?
That is the
Yeah.
first thing that will come to mind, though. It's just like, fuck, you're really gonna make me do
that
these
would be-
again?
the first thing that comes to your mind is, holy shit, this guy has a gun out on me. And then after you make the decision, that would be your first. You wouldn't even think about it. You would just make a decision.
You think I'm that bitch made that I wouldn't even think about it?
No, I'm saying I'm not saying you would make the decision of walk away. You might just react and be like, this ain't got a gun. Holy
Right.
shit, make a move on him. But
Don't do that.
no, I'm saying, or you might turn it away and just give him your
Take
shit.
it from me. I've been stabbed.
You do have to look at the guy and try to make a quick snap judgment of
Yeah.
like, is this guy gonna shoot me?
Pull a Jean Claude Van
But
Damme.
most people default to yes.
You
The
should,
average
as it
person.
should.
Yeah.
As you
As it
should.
should.
It's not words like niggas getting robbed for like their chains or Jordans or whatever. You're trying to be hard and fight for like I know somebody who got shot for some sneakers before.
Right.
Like at a park. Like that's fucking sus. I would have took the shoes off so fast.
With the Yeezys.
Question: when you watch the Ian Connor shit going down, this constant debacle,
Debacle.
I seen your boy
Not
with the
debacle.
gun, right? He had a gun.
Debacle, not debacle.
Apricot.
He had a gun. He had a gun, right?
That's-
I mean, there
His friend had a
was
gun.
a backpack with a gun. I'm not going to say
Oh,
that it was
yeah,
his
yeah,
gun.
allegedly.
but, you
Allegedly.
know, it
There
seemed
was a-
as if it was his gun during that thing.
Right.
But this is my thing for you is like, and this is kind of how I feel of it. Do you feel like there's a weird balance between people being pissed off because he apparently committed some horrible crimes and
Allegedly.
people just really, really wanted to rip down like a successful young black kid?
Man,
Do you see it both ways?
First of all, man, fuck that fool because he was on an auction block.
What What do you mean?
He was on an auction block. I seen him.
What is that?
On the Off-White, they had an ad where they selling him on an auction block like a slave.
Okay.
So I don't want to. So the black shit.
You
I
talking about
ain't-
that photo shoot that they did?
I'm not fucking with the
But
black
Virgil
shit.
runs off white, so can he just
What that mean?
make some kind of statement?
Nah,
Like a white-
man.
But you're
White
making white
power hat.
supremacist hats.
But I made.
I
Hold
know-
up. I made one for me.
Oh, okay. That
I
was a
wasn't
one-off.
selling that.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't selling a hat. I ain't trying to come. That's what I mean. I ain't trying to make money off nothing.
Okay, but look, but like
If
all right,
Virgil sat down and explained that to you, like why he did what he did, would you hear him out?
I'll hear him out. Yeah, I'm a as you said, as you complimented me. I'm a rational young man. You know what I mean?
But so what you think?
I was
you
just
don't
saying,
think
like, I'm not trying to make it racial.
But I
Right.
feel,
Definitely,
I feel like to like the general like consensus. Like if you look at that picture, you're not gonna look at that and think, oh, this he's being auctioned off, like or whatever. Like if you guys see the picture, it's
I haven't
just
seen this.
it's just Ian Connor standing on like a block with like his hands tied to his like Timberland boots shoestrings, right? Like he's like holding the laces up. He's holding his hands.
Okay.
And there's like a tall white
brands
girl.
on. He had brands on.
Yeah, what?
He had brands, like he had cuffs.
He didn't have cuffs on. His hands were wrapped around his own shoelaces that he's holding up. I'll show you the picture.
Yeah.
And then there's like a tall white girl standing next to him.
Holding him.
He's not being held by her at all.
Wow, you're really standing hard over here.
No, I saw the picture. That's why I know exactly.
I see the picture. I see the shit.
All right, we'll post the picture in the middle of
All
the
right,
Yeah,
let us know in the
yeah.
comments what you
Let's debate
think.
it.
Yeah,
All right.
how problematic on a scale of 1 to 10 is this?
I ain't about all my skin folk ain't my kinfolk. Just because niggas is black, they
If
don't
you go
mean they
to
on my team.
Cardi's Twitter. It's
That's-
like,
that's-
always
I
retweet.
guess I agree with you in the sense that like I think the reason why people are pissed off at fucking Ian Connor probably doesn't have very much to do with him being black, right?
No, but definitely him having to be young
and flashy
and
and
like
fucking
yeah,
But-
like I feel like people on the internet, they want you to be so humble about whatever,
Right.
like whatever come up that they believe that they had a part in.
But so we're all horrified by rape, but it's like for me, it's a weird question because people wanted to hear me as soon as he got accused. People wanted to hear my thoughts on it because he did the podcast or whatever.
His shoes are tied to his hands. Like those are shoelaces coming.
he got
from
the
his hands.
brands. Like look,
Well, it's not brand. That's his
She got
shoelaces.
Jinkos on.
I'm looking at it.
I don't know.
If you zoom
that's
in,
sus to me. I don't know.
I mean,
that's
I
mad
guess.
sus.
I guess.
And it's another
I don't-
one where he's shirtless too.
He's got baggy pants on. That's cool. I don't know.
I don't see where it's so problematic. I mean, I see a lot of other shit in his that he does is problematic. I don't.
Oh,
see
yeah.
that.
Well, like you said before, you decide what you're offended by, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I even say I was offended by it. It's like I know it's some slave shit when I see
Yeah,
some.
you can, you also can
yeah.
interpret stuff how you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
perception. Yeah, that's true.
that's some slave shit. But in terms of him, like you know,
I mean,
there's always a level of like people hating on you just because you the man, you
Yeah.
21, 20, or 22, however old he is. You know what I mean? So he's killing it. But like rape is rape. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
You rape-
the weird thing for us is that it's like on one hand we all are like people wanted me to comment on it right away,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm not gonna just shit on this kid that did my podcast like without giving him like a period of
Why
time.
not?
But then at a
Everybody
certain
shitted on him.
point,
Everybody.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I held back. I was like,
I seen your little
the video, yeah,
in your
but
living room.
But
yeah.
that was the other day.
Yeah,
because it's
oh.
like at a certain point, I think you got to just be like, all right, like something fucked up happened, and even then,
Yeah.
I wasn't really saying
I
like
mean-
that he definitely did it. I
Yeah,
was,
I mean, I don't know. He got punched on.
yeah.
Not that big of a deal. Niggas get punched on every day.
But he got kicked out of ASAP Mob. It's
I
gotta
mean,
be
Well,
sad.
but we don't
gets
know
his-
that.
Who fucking?
We don't know that yet.
I don't
Imagine
know.
being an ASAP Mob and then getting kicked out.
Well, I wouldn't be.
Don't
I
mean-
wouldn't be
don't
trying
mean
to
shit to
fight
him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be trying to like. I wouldn't be raping anybody and then getting accused of it and then getting mad and try to sock somebody out. That was the weakest punch too. Like, I mean, I'm not
Ian's
sorry.
punch, yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad punch, but
That was-
Barry just snuffed him. I
that
would
was
like to
some-
have seen a full fade. That would have been tight.
That was some fashion nigga.
That was a fashion nigga.
And that's why we were all so excited to
Moment.
watch it. It was great.
That was a big day for fashion because there were Supreme fights that day too.
Yeah.
Like in line.
Really?
Feel bad for the Supreme Bape guy because he kind of got his thunder stolen. a
Yeah,
little
they
bit.
stole that
Yeah.
shit from him, man. I feel like it was like building up. He's about to
Yeah.
get he's about to get on. He's about to be the brand ambassador.
Because it
You know what I
really
mean?
be like that.
Yeah.
Like the internet hype cycle only has enough time for one or two things per
Let me
day.
get a piece of that, Brody. That shit looks fire. What's
yeah,
up?
go ahead.
What is this? What is this?
It's a
going on?
it's a Melita.
Can you explain what that is? 'Cause I have
A
no idea.
Melita is it's like a kind of like a
Like a quesadilla almost.
kind of like a quesadilla. They put the meat in it, but they put the Mexican cheese in it. Not like
You vegetarian or anything?
no, I got meat. I
Oh,
got meat.
okay, no
yeah,
worries.
It tastes like a quesadilla.
yeah. It's good.
No, and that's a good point. Like if you ever get some like a controversy with you, all you just gotta sit there and pray that like Charlie Sheen does something wild that day and everyone forgets about
Man,
you.
right?
Yeah.
You just gotta
Swear to
sit
God.
back and be like, please have something else happen because they'll just keep hammering.
yeah.
But he already got
hammering.
AIDS though. I mean, what's like what? What else
He's
can
on
he?
hella drugs. I think he like doesn't even live as if he has AIDS anymore from
What
that
can he
shit.
do?
Also, I'm
What can he
Eskimo.
do?
No, I don't mean
I'm
Charlie Sheen.
Eskimo
Oh, no.
brothers with Charlie Sheen. I'm Eskimo brothers with Charlie Sheen.
I believe
really?
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you love them
One
porno
of the porn
girls.
stars?
Yeah.
Brie Olsen.
Spanish from Riff Raff?
I don't know what the fuck you were even trying to say, but you definitely don't know her name. But
I don't know her name either.
no, none of you guys know her.
Okay.
Ooh.
Secretive.
I'll
the
do my dirt all
archives.
on my lonely, bro.
Hey,
The
shout
archives.
out to Sweet Dreams.
Except he has a list with numbers.
Well, yeah, but you guys don't know.
Wait, oh fuck, that was real. I thought you made that up.
No, he's creepy.
In the
Wait,
Snapchat.
you know where I met you?
What?
I don't know if you could say it on the.
Say it, bro.
Remember in the bar when you got in a fight with so and so?
Oh yeah, definitely don't say that. Wait, you met me that day.
Yeah, I was in the bar that night.
You saw it happen?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god, a witness! I had no idea. That's insane.
Oh, wait, I know who so and so is.
No, you don't. No. Oh, maybe you do, but please shut the fuck up because please don't make me have to edit this.
No.
That was a long time ago.
Itching, I would have said. Oh, it was a long time. You just
Shut the
confirmed
fuck
it.
up!
You
Don't
just
say
confirmed it.
Excited.
Wow, I had no
So
idea
you
you were
saw
a
the fight
witness
go
to that
down, and
insanity.
did Adam clearly win it?
It was without a doubt. Untested.
I
have no
definitely-
comment.
Somebody
to say
got
that.
knocked out.
I know exactly what story you're talking about.
Yeah.
You could just say that over and over and over. It's not going to make you look any cooler on the podcast. Shut up, house phone. Hey, I have a question that doesn't have to do with some fight I got into 5 years ago. Do you feel like a close personal kinship with 40 Ounce Man? Because I noticed you'd be retweeting him a lot.
I like that guy. I met him a couple years ago. Yeah, I like him because he was like one of the hood Spanish people. I fuck with them because they always like.
Yeah, I feel you. From New York.
But what about when he tweets like, if you fly her out? she'll
Oh,
put
we're going to
you
bring this up
after.
again?
Oh,
That was the worst tweet of his,
you know
his
what?
existence.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
He deleted it.
Hey, it was
It ain't tricking if you got it. I ain't got it. You know what I mean? Like all the girls I went to high school with. That like, no offense to them, you know, but like maybe things didn't work out their way, and they working at Southwestern or like some airline or whatever. I be hitting them up like, yo, remember in 11th grade, like I helped you that one time, like yo, what's up with them New York tickets? You know what I mean? Like,
But yo, you know
That one
what?
time
You know
I
what the
helped you,
tweet that we're talking about is though?
yeah.
Oh, the buy her one way.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I was just
like,
checking.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what though? Like that, shit like that.
I love
don't really
40, man.
take
He's funny.
Seriously, it was just funny. I don't know. You said like we say problematic shit all the time as people and just like not.
You know what I realized
care.
doing the interview with him though is like he gets so much shit for like tweeting in this sort of like mega relatable like folksy type style.
That's the best.
That's
That's
a
the
little-
best.
That's him. That's him. Like that's just 100% him. Like he pretty much kind of talked that way when we did the interview. Like that's just it's not that far off from like his actual
He
personality.
said the
so-
majority of America is normal. I tweet normal shit. It connects with the majority of America. That's what he feels like. He's
feel
smart.
that.
He's smart at marketing. He has to watch a little bit with the girls. I mean, he should. But it
He toned
also
it down. He toned it down.
He does. It does feel like this is a guy who didn't get laid much in high school is coming back and getting everything he thought he should have. But like you can't overdo it. Maybe that's what happened to Ian Connor too. I think Ian Connor said he had no girls, and then he
That's what he said here. I definitely was getting late. I just want to make sure I lost my virginity at the Sheridan Hotel, at the junior.
You did.
Junior formal, the one right there,
Really?
downtown.
Right,
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
Wow.
How
we should
bad?
Go, we should
how
go
bad
visit
was
the
girl?
scene. Yeah.
How bad was the girl?
Yeah. What was she like?
She was 7.
7.
Yeah.
Was she a
Not
No offense.
was she a
to Shawty.
Nubian goddess or was she a
Nah,
white piece of shit?
No, I didn't break it in. I didn't break that in. Yeah, I didn't go out that
Whose
way.
man's is this?
Yeah.
fucking the white devil.
I didn't go to cave way the first time in. No,
Okay.
I lost my virginity to a white girl.
Congrats.
How'd you feel about it?
That's
Sell
so
out.
problematic.
It was like she was sucking on ice cubes or something because her mouth was cold as shit.
Oh.
Weird.
Cold
Some girls
mouth
actually
white
do.
girl. That's what they all are.
Yeah.
Got cold-
Polar bears.
Y'all white hoes got cold mouths.
Some girls like reading Cosmopolitan. It's like, ladies, to drive your man wild,
Peppermint.
shove your fist up his urethra, suck an ice cube, and put a Mentos in
And
there.
it's like,
Whoa.
you guys ever had a peppermint patty? That's what I felt like. She
I hate
was
those things.
That's
no,
weird.
like a sexual peppermint patty. As
The fuck is that?
Your girl mints her dick up. I mean, mints her,
Her
mouth up.
dick, huh?
Mints her mouth up and then sucks you off, or she
Hey,
sucks you with a
That's
mint.
why
You
you
know
and
how-
Charlie Sheen's an Eskimo bear.
Hey, you know
huh?
how when you're
One
like
of them?
sucking the girl's dick right and you're like grabbing her balls?
She got hair all over her ass.
Fucked up. No. What I was saying is when a girl like gets her mouth all minty fresh or sucks your dick with a mint at the same
I
time.
never did that. That's a cool
My friend
idea,
was
though.
banging this girl and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, you feel so good inside me. She's like, you're inside me. He's like, whatever.
I had a girl try to shove her finger in my butt.
You
let it happen.
No, I don't know.
It's still into
No
this day.
fingers.
Yeah,
She
still
can
in
lick it,
there.
but she cannot put her finger in
There's a
there.
Lee press on nail in your butt.
Because her putting her finger inside my ass is like her governing me. She
Yeah, it's
could
her
move me
penetrating
around like a sock puppet, you know? Like, fucking, I don't want that.
That's why you got. You know, at the
Senay,
same time.
when you when you were losing your virginity, were you like tonight's the night? Like, was it kind of known or it just
I think
happened?
I knew, yeah.
No, man, it was crazy. Like, oh man, it's a crazy story. Like, I went to the junior prom, and like the girl I was with, it just wasn't working out.
Oh,
So
just
I-
take the L.
Yeah, so
Take the L.
But I didn't want that to be the night.
Oh, okay.
So I left because I had been like my older cousin. He had been friends with these girls, and I knew one of the girls for whatever reason she thought I was fly or whatever, you know. And so she was like,
It's probably the mustache.
"Nah," but I had a mustache, but it wasn't as thick as it is now. You know, like it grew into like the magnificence of it. But I took the train. But you know, like this is some young boy shit because I was just trying to get some pussy, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go. You know, I'm gonna do what I gotta
The
do."
train from Long Beach to downtown LA to get some pussy. That's real.
But wait, I was like, oh, I took a bus. It was like you remember when you had to print out like the MapQuest?
Yeah.
So I printed the shit out, and I was like, it says the bus will get me there. So,
Lit.
but it was the wrong Sheridan. So I went to the Sheridan at the LAX, and I went to the room that she said she was at. And I knocked on the door, and this bald, like fat old white man came out, and she had said she was with some friends. So I'm like, yo, what kind of shit is
Christina here?
I was like, yo, what is this? And I kind of looked in the room, and it was another dude in the room. So I'm like, oh, I know this is not the right.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy was like, hey, what's
bro.
up? You
Here to
know,
party.
What if she was setting you up?
You almost got pegged.
yeah, nah, that wasn't gonna happen. But I thought maybe because that happened to me before. Because that's why I know
Got
the.
pegged before?
No. A woman
It's cool if you
set
got
me
pegged.
up.
Tell us you
Yeah,
got
bro,
pegged.
it's
It's
all right.
cool.
No, I got set up. That's why there's that one what's that, the Mobb Deep song, you know, it's like Trife Life.
Yeah.
It's like about dating girls outside your hood.
Oh,
yeah.
Like that happened to me before. I was going with this Salvadorian chick, and she lived in the MS-13 hood, and I went over there, and
Hell
then
no.
I was trying to come late, and then like Peoples was out there, and I had
Yeah.
to run. I ran 15 blocks. I was chasing a bus. I was chasing a bus
I got
down.
chased out of Watts like that one time.
Really?
I met this black lady. She wasn't even a black girl. She's a black lady.
Okay.
I met a black lady on the train. We go back to her house and Watts.
She's hanging out with a lady. It
Yeah,
sounds
she was
weird.
like 35. She was like 35 off top. And I was like 18.
Excuse me, lady.
Hey,
Yeah,
lady.
So check it out. Look, so I met this older black woman. Go back to her. We get on the train, take her house to Watts. She buys like a shrimp basket meal, like a family size.
Wow,
one.
okay.
We go to her house. We're
Jumbo.
drinking. We're drinking, right? She's like, "Oh, this would be fun if we had some drugs or something." And I was like, "Oh, I don't have any drugs." So that's when I started
lying.
thinking like maybe she's like a crackhead or something, right? Because she was talking. I think she was talking about like coke or something. But I was like, I don't know. I was young.
Yeah.
Anyway, indicator this was a bad situation and me walking in her room and there was a bullet sitting on her dresser, just a bullet, just one single gold bullet,
A Lucy.
just a loose bullet, just sitting there. I'm like, okay, this is weird. So we're sitting there, and then after she makes the comments about drugs and me realizing I have no drugs or money, okay, Adam just put out a bullet.
Legend of the bullet. We still don't know where it came from.
Someone left this in Adam's desk. Clearly, is a sign.
On the desk. And we
It was probably a rapper that was here.
No, we've ruled them all out. So it's
So
remains a mystery.
look, so then after she makes the comments about the drugs and me realizing I have no drugs or money, I'm just like, oh, you know what else would be fun? She's like, what? I'm like, you like give me head. When I say she went from 0 to 800 in 2 seconds, and I'm in Watts, like I'm in the projects.
Right, yeah.
I had to walk through the projects like to get to her
She
building.
kicked you out?
Yes, she started going 30. She's calling her brother that lives on the other side of the projects. She's like, get the fuck out. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. She's going 30. Get the fuck out of my house. And she's on the phone like, yeah. I'm like,
Did you get a chance to eat the shrimp?
no.
What?
I would have took the basket and ran.
Grab the basket, you're running.
I didn't have a skateboard or anything, so I'm running
Like I was
down
running and
precious.
you're eating
like
as
I was
you're
precious.
running.
You know, precious had the chicken. She ran.
Look, so I'm running down the street, running back to the train station because it's like not that far. I'm running to the train station, calling my friends, like on the verge of crying, like, bro, help me, please, come pick me up. I'm like running out of the Watts projects right now, like it was scary.
Hey, I remember one time when I lived in New York, I was dating this girl who lived in the Bronx, and I had
Set
never
up.
encountered that. And
Yeah.
she just said, like, because she would always come to my place, and she'd take like 3 buses to get there and shit. I was like, yeah, I should come to your place sometime. And she was just like, oh, you couldn't come to my block. And I was like, the fuck do you mean I couldn't come to your block? She's like, my brother and all his cousins are Bloods, and they hang out outside my building all day, every day. And I'm like, Yeah, I couldn't go to your block.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
You never went?
Hell no.
No.
I don't know why I talked to her for like 4 days. What am I going to do?
Yeah, we don't do that. That sounds like a bad idea.
That's a
Roseman's
setup.
never been chased out of a hood.
Never
I don't think so.
I never even got kicked out of an establishment. I always like, I'll be like blacked out in the bar and like break something and like throw another guy in the way and like kind of do a spin move. Actually, one time we went to this show and we all of us snuck on stage and they like saw us. We had like these fake laminates from like an old show we were at, and we were like standing on stage like watching this band play at a big show. Everybody got kicked out, and again I spun move out of there and stayed in the show.
Lit.
Very
Like
nice.
but I've never. Been
Do you
kicked
just
out.
like blended into the crowd after you did the spin move?
Yeah,
Lit.
yeah, just like and then
Yeah.
it's like the most. That's like the biggest rush when you get away with shit like that. You know,
Right.
And it's like, ooh, now the show's more fun.
Can I bring up this truly absurd thing that I saw on your Twitter as I was reading through like 3 months of your tweets today? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you heard them censor Taliban out of Rubber Band Man?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with this culture?
Also on Jumpman when they play Jumpman on the radio.
No, on the
Says
Apple,
Taliban.
the
Take
Apple
Taliban out.
commercial with
Uh-huh.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
fucked
on the
up.
Taylor Swift shit. Yeah.
Wait, what? What'd she say?
Taylor
said
Swift
sing
had
the
like
song.
she's playing Jumpman on like a commercial where she's jogging and they censor out the Taliban part.
Wow.
Or like she was singing the song, wasn't she? She didn't say Taliban.
I mean,
Yeah,
if,
no,
if,
she didn't say it, and they've censored it.
and they
out.
censored it
if
out.
you're like a Fortune 500 company, I can understand censoring out
But
Taliban.
he's
I
not
guess.
talking about the actual
Still, you know, it's
is
an ad.
probably-
What even is Drake talking about when he says Taliban?
I'm talking about the
Halloween?
producer, I feel like.
Nah. Free band gang, Taliban gang, nigga.
Yeah, I forget why they were saying it.
Yeah.
But it's weird that people
makes
think
sense.
it's that big a deal because Cameron and
No,
Joel
but he says
Santana were
Taliban
saying that shit
Halloween.
nonstop.
Yeah,
it's
young
like-
Muhammad
it's OVO.
Atta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's like less than a year
yeah.
after the
Free
fucking
band
shit
Taliban.
after 9/11, and Joel's got dragged hard for saying Taliban and all that shit.
He said a lot, but
Yeah.
that's some blood shit
Future
too.
says
Yeah,
that Taliban shit all the time. Nobody ever says
We're
anything.
talking about something that happened 14 years before that.
Here's why all that.
That's
censorship-
true.
Pay attention,
That
that was
shit is
fun.
so fucked
Fuck
up
off.
because
He said
it's
that on
like-
Rap City too.
They'll censor out like the word God or like Taliban or like a swear on TV, but then you'll watch like a show like Fear Factor where they're like eating cockroaches shit and they're puking on each other and that's not
Yeah,
censored.
yeah.
What's really gross? Like what's actually gross?
Well,
The
which one
words?
better represents freedom? The freedom to eat bugs
I met
versus the Taliban. The Taliban is completely opposed to freedom.
I met one of them ISIS cats.
How?
When I was in Egypt, I met one of
Oh,
them.
really?
I got dinner with one of them. I never said it on no social media because
You got dinner with
you
one.
just said it on the internet now.
Let's hear it. We need the whole story. Why the fuck are you in
because
Egypt?
when I was out there,
He's like-
that's
he's
where
like-
I got the.
You're like Senay Complex News. He's like, I'm John in ISIS.
Yeah.
Are you like an honorary member of ISIS now? 'Cause you had a
ISIL.
dinner?
No, I'm
Let's
not,
hear the story.
I'm
Let's
not
hear
no
this.
ISIS.
Shout out
I gotta hear
ISIS
about
gang.
No, there used to be a crew called ISIS Mob in my area because they're all like upper middle
Okay,
class.
let's hear the story about the real ISIS, not your fake ISIS.
Pretty
okay?
big moment right now.
No,
No, this is a big moment for the podcast.
I was in Egypt for. I just came back.
Yeah.
in April. I was in Egypt, and I went to the pyramids, and like, you know, it ain't no tourism no more. Because when I went, it was like when the Russian plane got shot down, and so they took all the Russians out. It's like 1 million Russians that go in the wintertime to Egypt,
Right.
And like a couple 100,000 like British people. So they took all the Europeans. So there's no money. So I went to the pyramids, and they was trying to hustle me. I was like, nah, man, I'm not fucking with it. But I went with this Australian guy.
$20 to climb it or whatever, right, or something like that.
No, just to like, cause like they got like a native price to get into the structure, and then they got the the tourist price. And it's like it's a lot of money. And I was with this Australian dude, and they was just like, oh, I speak English, like I'll be your tour guide to him. But nobody was talking to me. You know, they was just like, oh, you black, so you some kind of like African, you know. So they wasn't fucking with me, but they was trying to get him. And they scanned him. They scanned him like out of hundreds of dollars, as I found out later. But when that happened, I went in. I rode a horse. I rode a camel. I did all the touristy shit. And I came out, and a dude was like, "Yo, man," he's like, "I seen how you dealt with them people." I was like, "That's cool, man." He said, "You're not the regular Americans that be coming out here. Where are you from?" And it was an Arab dude, and he had like a he had like a New York accent. So I was like, "Oh, you're not like a regular Arab either, man. Where are you from?" He's like, "Oh, I'm from Brooklyn." I was like, "Oh, you from?" But he's an older guy, and he had blue jeans on. So I'm like, "Okay." He looked like one of them like Jurassic Park, like one of them paleontologists.
What
people.
race is this guy?
He was an Arab.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, but I was like, I could tell you not like, you know, you ain't wearing the like the, what do they call them, gabelas, like it's like the daishiki looking thing they wear all the way to the feet. So I was talking to him, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm about to pick up some hashish. You want to come with me? I was like, yeah, I'll come with you, man.
What's,
So
what's hashish?
like
Hash.
but they say like hash.
I was fucking asking. Just to
No,
clarify
no,
the story.
Bro, even 420.
You never heard hashish before?
Nah, but
Off, everybody.
they smoke like the pure like crazy shit. So I was walking. As I later learned out, he got like a little protection racket. You know, he got these two big ass guards, buff ass dudes that's walking around with us, and they like shadows. And we go into people's house, and they break them off some money. We keep walking. He's like, okay, you know, he's like, come, I know this restaurant down the street. Would you like to have dinner with me as my guest? I was like, yeah, man, okay. Yeah, sure. So I go with him. I'm eating with him. He started talking to me. He's like, so like, how do you feel about the politics in Egypt? And that's like number one rule, because in Egypt they tell you like never
illegal,
talk about politics, because it's like hundreds of thousands of like secret police everywhere. Like they're everywhere at all times. So they always like try to like play you. And I was like, oh, you know, man, I'm just like the typical American man. I don't really be watching the news like that. I don't really know. And he started like, no, he's like, I know you, man. I don't know you, but I know you be about this kind of stuff. And he started talking to me, started chopping it up with me. And in midway, like, you know, the food hasn't come out, so he's talking. I'm like, oh, okay, this guy kind of cool. And then all of a sudden, we hear all these sirens. It's like, yeah, like air bomb type of shit. And I was like, oh, what? And he was like, oh, excuse me. And he gets up and he walks in the middle of the the restaurant, and he opens a trap door. He walks into the trap door, and the two dudes, that big ass dudes that's with him, they're walking down, and the last one turns to me, and he like goes like that, and they close the trap door, and it's just me. And like this old like home like he looked like a beggar in the restaurant. So I'm like, well, what happened? And so I'm sitting there, and then like out of nowhere, like 30 military like people come up like with the AKs out and shit with the boots, and they roll up in like a little like Humvee with the fucking machine gun at the top. So I'm just sitting there, and the guy was like, hey. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, you give me your info. And I was like, oh yeah, I ain't trying to be like, it's America, I already know. I was like, here's my passport. Here, everything you want. And he's like, oh, you American? I was like, yeah, I'm American. And he was like, who were you eating with just now? And I was like, what? He's like, who are you eating with just now? I'm like, I'm eating by myself. He's like, why you have so many plates on the, on the table? I'm like, this is how it is in America. We extravagant, we get all the course. I just literally, this is like straight off like adrenaline, you know what I mean? Because I already know. I'm like, oh, this is like, I don't want to go to jail in anywhere outside of America ever, you know what I mean? So he was like, where's all the plates? He started asking me all these questions. Like, he's like, what did you order? What is this? What is this plate? What is this plate? Damn. And I was like, oh, I had been, luckily at that time, I'd been there for like 2 weeks, so I kind of got the gist of like the most of the stuff. So he was like, all right, cool. And then he dipped, and like with the soldiers, and they dipped. And I'm sitting there, and then I hear like dun 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 like on the floor. And then the old beggar guy, he was like leaning at the bar, and he had a pole, and he knocks back like in the cold, and the dude comes out of the floor with the people, and he was like, he said something to the old dude, and they was exchanging in Arabic, and he was like, you know what? He's like, my friend here said that you are one of us. As long as you're in this area, nothing will ever happen to you. No one will touch you. You are part of my family. And then he told me he's with. I'm with Daesh, which is like, that's Arabic for ISIS.
Right.
And then he was like saying all this stuff to me, and he's like, okay, yeah. He's like, by the way, don't come here on Wednesday. I was like, okay, no problem, because I'm never coming here again. I swear to God. On Wednesday, that day, and the next Wednesday in Cairo, there's a bombing. They blew up a police station and killed 12 cops, like 2 blocks away from where I was in that restaurant.
Wow.
It's a true story.
Did you get a chance to talk to him about like his ideology?
What did you say?
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen. You're fucked up.
Do you feel like you got blood on your hands?
I mean,
what was he going to do?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a weird fucking thing.
He put me in a place. I don't like.
I mean,
he said, "Don't come here on Wednesday."
Did you get a chance to talk to him about like his ideology or like what he truly
he was going
believes?
on. He was like going on and on about all
Was he
this
trying to recruit you?
Nah, because I was like, yo, I'm not about that, man.
Are you an American terrorist?
Yeah, I'm not trying to be
back at home in the soil.
No sleeper cell or nothing like that. Yeah.
That's intense.
This video is about to get a lot more weird. Got orange suits on all of a sudden.
Shout out CNN. Thanks for posting this.
Hey, I swear that would be
I had a Nazi guy try to get me to join his fucking white supremacist gang.
I believe it.
Yeah.
You look like a good soldier. Like you.
Thanks.
You're big.
No, because
you got tattoos.
in Long Beach, it's all them
It was in Long
Nazi
Beach,
lowrider army. It's like the biggest concentration of Nazis in the area.
Well, what it was that he was
crazy.
He kept trying to talk to me at this like burger spot when I was with a bunch of my friends, and he kept saying like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Boston area. He's like naming all these bands, and he's just like he walked across the street, and then he runs back and just hands me his business card and goes, "Hey man, I went in jail. I did some time. I came out a better man, and I really think that you could be a part of something special with me." But he had already told me, because when he first started talking about it, he's like, "Do you want to work on this oil rig?" And I'm like, "Nah, I got a thing going on. I'm good."
That's good money.
Yeah, he was. It did sound pretty good. He's like, $30 an hour, blah, blah, blah. You can work on this thing. I'm like, trust me, I got a thing going on. I'm good. And he was like, started saying like, he started saying a bunch of racist shit. And then he could tell that I really was like not hearing him. And then he goes, because I just kept being like, yeah. All right. And like, then he just goes like, "Nah, but like, we got a couple of Mexican guys. They work hard. They're not like the rest of those N-words, blah, blah." And I'm just like, "You're losing me, bro." Like, I'm just stop. And he fucking, when he came back, he handed me his business card and he goes, "Look me up, man. I went to jail. I did some time. I came back a better person." I looked it up. Basically, he was at like a fucking school dance when he was 18. He's in like this like white crew. There's a Mexican crew or whatever in Glendale or Garden Grove or some shit like that. Garden Grove, I think. And they get into this big ass argument and fucking they get into this chase on the highway. He goes back to his grandfather's house and gets a fucking sawed off shotgun and gets into this fucking car chase with these Mexicans and fucking blows one of their heads off while they're on the highway. And then he takes off to Hawaii. And this is in like the New York Times. Whoa. And fucking heads off to like fucking Hawaii, surrenders himself like 3 days later, goes to jail for 10 years.
10 years?
He only got 10 years?
Something like that. I could have been in that guy's crew.
Damn.
So there
was a banker in there, man. You could have had the whole shit bankrolled right now.
I kept the business card for a while just because I kept thinking like, this is, maybe I should hold on to this.
Why did he go to Hawaii for 3 days?
Because he was trying to run, but then he realized he wasn't going to be able to run. Or
his granddad probably told him, "Don't worry, I got you.
I'm still
I'm about to get the best
lawyer.
lawyer."
Got 3 years for that. That's fucking crazy.
For what?
10.
I mean, he only got 10.
10. I think it was 10,
like,
15.
But like,
no, it was something
didn't
like
get
10.
life. The fact that he didn't get life is.
If you murdered someone, would you just run?
I don't know what I would do. If I murdered someone, I'd try to keep it a really good secret, just like everything else I do.
Well, wouldn't it be so hard to like have a few drinks, like, I murdered somebody?
Roseman, you would not tell
you
anybody.
open as a book, man.
You know what's weird though is I get into this conversation about murder with girls like every day because they always want to talk about the upsetting cross under my eye, and it's not big enough. It needs to be like a little bigger because they always think it's a teardrop, and they always are like, "Have you killed someone?" And I'm always like, "No," but then somehow the conversation is still about killing someone.
My pops got one.
A teardrop?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm not gonna ask about that. That's lit.
Wait,
He was
isn't there a
killing.
difference of filled in or not filled in, or is that just a myth I heard?
I don't know.
What if it's filled halfway? What if you got like you almost killed?
For the record, Lil Wayne's got
Paralyzed.
fucking teardrops all over his face too.
Lil Wayne probably killed somebody.
I mean, yeah, it's probably completely different.
Lil
for
Wayne's
him.
friends of friends of friends probably killed somebody.
Or it could be teardrops for like your dead homies too. I've heard
That's
that.
what. The
That's
other
true.
thing
Yeah,
is,
in the South, that's what they be doing a lot.
Yeah, so it's different out here because if you had that out here, but, I mean, that's
It's
more
niggas
like
that
old
got-
school.
The thing is, they got teardrops under their mouth like they're drooling though. What does that mean?
I'm not into that. That's
No, I
weird.
just
That means
think
they used to be into taking ecstasy at the raves and shit.
You ever done
wearing
that?
tight pants?
You ever take ecstasy?
Nah.
You're not into drugs or anything at all?
No.
We
That's
gotta,
good. I
we
like that
gotta
about
get
you.
you. You gotta hang out with us, bro.
Don't hang out with
Nah,
him. He's like your
I,
bad brother.
I only make money off that stuff. I never.
Yeah.
You can just make money and get fucked up.
Hey, let me ask you this: Is how did you get interested in writing?
It's just like just being around cool shit. And
Yeah.
none of the homies like take photos or write.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I used to be in a graffiti crew, and then they put a gang injunction against us, and I got caught up because somebody snitched on me, and so I had to do I had to go in and do some stuff, and they put me in like as an aide to like this lady. She worked at like the city council, and when I was there, she put me like in this writing program through it's a program that's like for like economically like disadvantaged kids called like Upper Bound.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool. It was.
And that's how you got started with it.
Yeah, because they like
That's how you met House Phone.
That's how we became best friends.
they like it's cool because they like take you like they take all these kids from the hood and stuff, and they like
Yeah.
take you to colleges and
Oh,
like
yeah.
you
That's
could be
amazing.
something and blah. Well, they cut it like with the recession shit. They cut it,
Oh,
so they
they
don't
cut
do
it
it no more.
They have enough funding for it.
Nah. But it was cool because they kind of like, I was, I was rapping even then, and then like they had this one dude. It was cool. That's why I always say like it was actually a white dude that told me how to rap or told me to rap.
Really?
Because the teacher, his name is NQ, and he used to be on like Def Poetry
Jam?
Yeah,
Okay.
like all the time. He was like one of the few white dudes that's like on it like repeatedly.
Right.
And then like you know, he getting grant money, you know, like, hey, work with like poor kids and blah blah blah. And he was doing the class, the creative writing class, and they put me in the class because they said like, you get in trouble a lot, you should be, this is probably good for you. And I was in the class. He's like, yo, you write? He's like, you rap? I was like, yeah, I rap. He's like, yeah, but the way you rap, like, you should put it into words and be like a poet. And he's like, you can get money rapping and you can get money like that. And I was like, okay, you get money, like you got my attention.
Yeah.
So doing that, and then like I used to work at Diamond. And then like it was like a lot of controversy when I was like working there, and like I got like a severance check, so I took the check.
Wait.
What was the
Controversy is
controversy?
following you everywhere, man. What's
yeah.
going on? Do you
What
think
was the
it's you?
Huh?
Do you think you bring
It's it's me without a doubt.
What happened
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
Diamond?
yeah. I don't know. People was hating on me. They didn't want me. They like.
What were you doing working there though?
When I started there, my homie got me a job in the warehouse. I wasn't like, I'm not about like the streetwear, whatever world. That's not my vibe. But I needed money, so I was getting money.
He says as he's wearing a dad cap with a little
This is my
cartoon
homie.
Michael Jordan.
First, this is my homie shit. I was trying to rock. Shout out to
Yeah,
my
yeah.
homie Larry and
That is
the,
fresh.
and the
Yeah,
bench.
shit,
You know,
alright.
What's the brand? Is this him?
bench is bnch.com.
Oh, okay.
It's
That
cool.
shit's sick, yeah.
Fuck with it. But I was working at Diamond and it was cool. I was working in the warehouse, and then like I feel like a lot of cats was like, "Oh, you're a warehouse guy." Like, you know how in the office in that show, they had, like,
You're Daryl.
I was Daryl. It wasn't fucking with me. I feel like they would close the door and be like, "Hey, there's nothing going on down there," and then
Right.
they'd just be dumb up there in the office. But like I had ideas, you know, because I've been doing music stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I do the music stuff for a long time, and like being connected. And, like, I know a lot of label people and stuff, and it's kind of, you know, it was kind of like that time where like all these like random skate brands like, oh, like skater kids think we're lame, so let's target the black people. 'Cause,
Right,
like,
yeah.
this is new for black people, you know what I mean? So like they was like, how do we get the urban demographic to like follow us?
Yeah.
The best way is to get the rappers to wear that shit.
Adam wakes up every day and says that to himself.
What?
Gotta get that urban demo, make him think he's cool. Then he gets the clout. Then he
Gotta
gets
pump out
laid.
graphic tees.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
get some shiny shit.
Dead ass.
That's so true.
So this was a vibe you felt going on, or or did they expressly say it at the?
Oh, I
company?
heard it expressed all the time. It's like cornballs, but I'm not just saying like with them. It's like with a lot of
Yeah.
people. No, I'm not trying to knock nobody.
Yeah.
That's just like, I think that was a general trend, like on everybody who's on Fairfax
You see a
before
lot-
and
So
now.
they're trying to make money, right? They're trying to be cool and make money, so they do whatever they got to, right?
Right. But
But
that's
it
not a
can't-
problem. That's not a problem with me. I'm not trying to like put it that way. The problem more is for me is like, it's trying to be like, it's about the culture, man. We're trying to like,
yeah.
it's about the culture. We're trying to change, you know.
But I mean,
Which is
you notice
corny.
when you see a brand have all white models, and then a year later they have all black models with like little dreads and shit, and you're just like, wow, you guys are.
You might know that.
I've noticed.
No, I'm saying you might know
I
that.
might notice, but a lot of people don't, yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
people don't, man. And they just be like, oh, cool, they fucking with me now.
Yeah.
It's like, they never gonna fuck with you, first off. But
Yeah.
also,
Oh, that's like Snoop Dogg boosted fucking Tommy Hilfiger sale the most in like the 90s, like the most it ever had been, just because he wore a huge Tommy fucking.
But
like,
none of those
flannel.
fashion brands ever bring it back to the black people.
well,
right?
that's the thing. That's the
People
thing
made
I
them
was.
big.
That's the thing I was tripping on. Is like, you look at any other genre of music or any other genre of celebrity outside of like the black entertainment world. Everybody got to get paid to put your shit on. You know what I mean? Like they all like Kate Moss, all them cats. Like, I'm not about to walk outside and get a photo taken of me, and I'm not getting some bread out of this. You know what I mean?
Right.
The rappers, that's kind of like, you know, my role was like, I was like, yo, let me show you the people, like, I'll show you who to send the box to, because they're gonna wear the shit and be like, oh, I'm wearing some shit that ain't came out yet. Oh, I'm about to shoot a music video tomorrow. Oh, I got that box. Oh, I'm about to be on, I'm about to be on this talk show. Oh, I'm about to
Right.
be on for free. They're doing literally millions of dollars of ad
And
campaigns.
even big name rappers, they
Big
get a
name
box of free
people.
Bape. They're rocking it.
They'll
Like, they
wear
don't-
that shit for free.
And it don't need to be Bape either. It could be
This
whatever,
shirt was
yeah.
free. I'll wear anything for free. This
Rose,
hat
when
was
we know
free.
you're a thirst bag.
These headphones were free. I will wear anything for free.
Right,
But
right,
continue. I understand where you're coming
No,
from.
you know where I'm coming from. Yeah, so like, I got some shit in the fader and blah blah blah, because they didn't know about South by, and I was like, yo, I know I done to South by like 2-3 times. I was like, I know some cats that be gonna be out there, and I can get you in the fader for it and blah blah blah. And so that happened, and they was like, oh, okay, like, you're not just the warehouse guy. So then they was kind of throwing some shit my way. And then I heard I was gonna get promoted to like into the shoe department because it was coming out with shoes. And then like my manager heard it too, and he was like, "Oh no!" Like, it was on my day off too. It was like they did me like Craig, like in Friday. they fired me on my day off. They was like, oh, something came up missing. I was like, man, I don't steal. I don't do nothing. Like, I come here early. I take the train.
They fired you because of that? Because they're suspicious about you doing something?
They said something got stolen, and it was me that stole it. I never had no problems. I never like got caught up doing anything. That literally is one thing.
Wow.
And then what happened was some dude got his neck broken because they got like a
Lawsuit?
they had a vert. They got like a
A ramp.
a ramp and
right,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, in there. And some dude broke his neck in there and sued them. And then they was tripping like, oh, because this you gotta think like it's how this whole like streetwear like industry is because like the interns like they got mad young
Right.
cats working for free, and so like I started off working for free, and then I finessed my way into getting a check. But like most of the people there, they was working for free. So then they was worried like, oh, maybe something's gonna happen because the possible lawsuit. So they broke everybody off a check that ever worked there. So I took my check and I went to Brazil, and I knew all these people from like around the way that was work for whatever magazines. And it was like, it was during the time of the World Cup. It was like, we need some kind of coverage, but nobody's in Brazil. And I was like, I'm in Brazil. How much you trying to pay me? Pay you $200, $300, $500. I'm like, yeah. So I was writing for all these people when I was out there. And
But who are you writing for?
I did a thing for Vice. I did a thing for Complex. I did a thing for the Hundreds. I did a thing for Esquire. I did like a lot
That's
of
a pretty
random.
cool opportunity though. Just the fact that you were already there, so you were
Yeah.
already like
That's
privy
right.
to all this shit.
Yeah, and I just,
They need that kind
But
of.
a lot of people wouldn't
Yeah.
see that opportunity. You know, a lot of people they're on a trip, they would never think to connect those dots. You know,
yeah, well, because I spent my whole check, you know what I mean? So I was like, I got to come back with some bread, you know what I mean? Like, I'm subletting my spot. Like, I can't just come broke. Like,
Yeah.
I got to get some money. I always got to have money. That's always been, like, in terms of life, like, I always got to have money. I don't care if I got $1 in my pocket. I just got to have something coming my way
Right.
from multiple ways. Like, because if one gig breaks down, you're supposed to have at least 3 other ways
Yeah,
of
if
getting
one
money.
stream dries up.
Yeah. So I hit up everybody I knew, like, yo, I'll take photos, I'll go, like, whatever. And, it worked out for me. So because of that, kind of like
got
bubble.
the ball rolling.
Yeah, yeah. And so I'd like,
So, do you have issues? Because I know you were hesitant to mention some of the higher end or bigger name places that you've worked for, because it is common practice in the writing world to not get paid for shit you write.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that overall culture, and how do you feel about writing just for clout or just for cred?
well, I had a situation with Gawker for like 6 months.
Okay.
And like, I had to write like a different name because like they would see all the rap shit. Because I'd be interviewing artists and stuff. And they was like, no, we're not fucking with the rap shit. So I had to do that. But if I wanted to get a certain check, I had to be a certain different kind of person.
So you
for
made
them.
up a different identity?
They did.
They did, okay.
Yeah,
but what,
yeah.
they just didn't want you to be under the same name that had already written about rap?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Why?
They didn't want that demographic.
This is bad for their brand identity?
Apparently, that's what was told to me. They told me that.
Nick, then you get some questions to answer. What the fuck? That's fucked up.
Yeah. So like,
What was your name? Chaz Wellington?
man, I don't even. Some of the stuff it was just like
Bradley
staff. It was just
Cooper.
outright staff.
I guess it is kind of common to like write under like fake names, like for companies. Like it's not like the first time I ever heard of that, but I'm just surprised that they would give a fuck about you having written about rap in the
They
past.
literally told me that.
They run articles about rap all the time on Gawker if it's relevant to their audience or whatever.
Yeah, but you gotta think too. Like when they do them kind of joints, is usually like it's broken down. And it's usually not
Yeah.
a black person. Like just being honest.
But are they
Is that bad that when I read a Pitchfork review about a rap album, I like consider the race of the writer too? Like I'll think about like how they're framing it or whatever.
You
don't
look
think
at
it's bad at
Pitchfork
all.
and you already know the race of every single writer on the
No,
staff.
he
No,
said
no.
that he like.
But I'm saying when I do
You
read
go
a rap
look it up
review,
first?
huh?
But when I read a Pitchfork review, I know who the author is. Like
my first
15%.
Obviously, I
of
want to know if it's Craig because I love
the time. Yeah,
Craig.
that's what I'm saying.
And then I'll go from there. And
oh,
like,
I seen him. That
Craig
guy.
Jenkins kills it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucks
it's very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But
Very
no, like
prolific.
if you're reviewing like some like hood or rap album and you have some like white kid from middle suburbia somewhere, he might not connect with it.
He'll definitely not connect
you know?
with it.
Well, he
10
might
out of
also,
10
but
times.
he might also have like a deeper historical knowledge of all the ins and outs of everything, where he might not have the personal firsthand experience.
Yeah,
of,
That's
No,
true.
yeah,
no,
like
no,
a
no.
more like kind of analytical.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm not trying to say like if you black, you gotta cover the black shit, and you white, you got. But like,
But Gawker was saying,
But you
that
shouldn't be
kinda,
writing
right?
about rap if you don't know shit about rap.
exactly. I know, but man, I've been going to rap shows for a long time. I remember when the white people that was there, they would have a fade. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so white people always been around. It's not like they haven't been there. They always been around. It has changed to what kind of white fan or white person is interacting with the culture. But my only issue with that kind of stuff is that like, you know, if you're gonna be white, you're gonna do it. Like, just do it, own it. Like, be about like, yeah, I'm a rap nerd. So what? That's my shit. Don't be on some like quirky, dorky, like Vice. They be doing this shit like Welcome to Atlanta, and they had that nerdy ass fool walking around with. No, the worst one is they had the Welcome to Chicago, and they had the white dude walking around with Chief Keef, and they actually got Chief Keef put in jail because like, hey, Chief Keef, how about we take you to a gun range?
Yeah.
And he was on parole. He was on probation. You know what I mean? And they fucked this shit up.
But think about what they're saying when they send that little white dude with the glasses to introduce that. They're saying like, oh, you're a white person most likely watching this. Here's your entry point into what Atlanta hip hop is or whatever. Yeah. And it's like that, I guess, kind of makes sense. But isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah.
You know, like, because if they had a black host, then a lot of like white people might just register as like, oh, this is a rap.
But
program,
even if
you know?
I mean, even if you took like a black, like just very kind of like schooled writer and put him in with a bunch of gangbangers, he'd probably like look like the white.
But they want to
kid.
make it as explicit as possible. I know. Like,
show like the extreme.
They really do play that up.
Yeah.
But okay, I had a meeting with a major network or whatever, and they were talking to me about the kind of documentaries that they're willing to produce about hip hop, and their thing was they said we just need like an entry point. Like that's the big deal. Is like
nothing in depth.
Right. Well, an entry point as in like okay, when I interviewed CJ Mack and we were talking about the fucking Crip walking documentary he made, he's like, I didn't give a fuck about making a documentary about Crip walking. I want to make a documentary about gang culture and hip hop and where I'm from, et cetera, et cetera. And the Crip walking thing is just an entry point to like make people interested, get them involved. And it's kind of the same thing for like
a keyword.
Right. For like MTV or Vice or whatever. It's like they might just want to do a documentary that features Chief Keef and Migos and whatever, but it's like they have to find. But 9 times out of 10, the thing that they use to spin it to make people click is violence.
Yeah, that's
always.
why Chirac.
Always.
That's why the name of it was Welcome to Chirac.
Right.
Yeah, always.
We love violence, man. How much of that OJ shit have you watched? I keep bringing it up, but like
I haven't watched much, but
that shit happened in '94, and they just put like a 7-hour documentary out. I watched the entire thing, and it was so compelling. It was crazy.
The one on FX is like, I think they're coming back for a second season. No,
it's crazy.
I mean, that's being an American. That's from day one. Like when my pops and my uncles, when they came to America, like they came when it was like all the like Rambo and all that type of shit in the movies, like, and they was like, oh, this is tight because that's like they was rebels, you know what I mean? So that was normal to them, and then they was like, oh, this shit really how like this is what people like out here in the movies. Like, oh, okay, like, you know.
Did you like grow up with your pops and shit?
Nah, like my mom and my dad, we was together for a while, and then like my pops he like left like when I was like 7, and then me and my mom we moved back. Like I'm from Long Beach, and my pops moved to the projects on the west side, and then I grew up on the east side, so it's like I was just like bouncing around for a bit, and then my pops got in trouble with like some gun shit, and he had to like leave for a bit, so he moved to Boston. And I used to go out there like every now and then, not so much, but yeah, like my pops probably was out like when I was 10 or 11. He moved.
Do you like him?
My dad?
Yeah.
I'm growing to like him. As you get older, kind of like you know, when
you start
like,
to understand what they were going through.
Yeah, you get perspective, you know, within my own romantic like love life and shit. Like I'm not trying to excuse nothing or know some shit that, you know, happened in my life that like you can't just forgive, but like you understand things and you approach it differently than when you like a 7-8-year-old kid versus when you like a grown man. But you know, we got a lot of shit that's very similar. You know, my pops put me on a lot of stuff, you know, and like I know, like maybe I didn't necessarily grow up all my life with my pops, but like, you know, I know like a lot of cats in my neighborhood, they don't even know who their dads is, so it's like I got that, you know what I mean? Right. I know what I know where I come from in that sense, you know, because my pops is Ethiopian guy, and my mom's is you know, American, so I know on that aspect of it, like I got that at least, so I'm blessed in that sense, you know.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah,
are you impressed by what Vince Staples is doing? Because he's the main dude who's like interpreting the Long Beach lifestyle for the kids these days. Yeah.
You know, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, he's from the other side from me.
I know.
He's a north side. I'm from the east side. So there's always gonna be that. But like, yeah, outside of that, like, yeah, I think it's cool. Like he's doing his own thing. You know, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, not a huge fan though.
No, it's not that I'm not a huge fan. It's just like I'm older than him, and then it's like a different audience than the like kind of shit that I'm into. But like I like that he's doing. I like any like young like black like men that's like I have a story, you know,
Right.
whether or not I agree with the story, I understand the story, it's necessary, you know, my story, but like I fuck with the idea like you utilizing the terrible things in your life that happen and trying to like you know provide like a lifestyle.
Who do you fuck with coming out right now? Young dudes, either Long Beach or just Southern California in general, or anybody in particular that stands out to you?
This one he's like supposed to pull out the list. I mean I fuck with all my homies from Long Beach, you know, like Mosiah, Nice Guy Vinny, Avery, Zach, Armand. Like I fuck with my homies. A lot of dudes in LA. I like the Lavish Kid that like that put Vince on. Like I don't feel like he don't get enough love.
I don't even know he still raps, right?
He still raps. He changed his name. He's like Samo or something. And he a Northsider too, you know. So I'm not trying to like be on the beef shit too hard. But like I like
revealed.
Yeah, like I mean, it's just like culturally, it's much different up that way than it is from where I live.
Describe that because I don't get it at all. North versus
more
East Long
gangbanging
Beach.
out there.
It's gangbanging shit. It's serious.
I'm saying what? So like what? Like y'all saw got beef with like the two ends or some shit. Sorry, I'm getting too like specific. They're like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Describe what you're talking about.
Like
It's talking about like the different sets, different like games.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's different sets. You know, he from Carmelitos, and you know I'm from the east side. You know, so it's like
It's funny when you say this stuff out loud because it sounds. We can hear how ridiculous it sounds.
yeah.
It's
So,
like 5
dude, he's
miles.
honestly from 4th. He's from 4th Street. I'm from 6th Street.
Yeah.
Like, think about it, man. We had to kill each other.
No, it's just like you know,
It's like deep rooted shit. Like,
Yeah.
Like, all right, say I'm fucking 13 and my cousin gets killed.
No, I know
by
it goes down in
somebody. It's like-
generations and shit too. Yeah.
But I'm not.
Yeah, we posse gang. We not on that shit.
Posse gang. I like
But
that.
Well, I mean, like I don't like. I still like. There's people like just. It's on site. It has to be, but it's not with him. I don't have
Right.
a problem with him. It's just like different in the sense of like where I'm from. There's more of a tradition in terms of hip hop. Like anybody you know who's a Long Beach rapper, they're from the east side. They're not from any other part.
Right.
So because of that, like I feel like for him, what I respect from him is that he's built. Granted, he was doing it by claiming to be an LA artist for a long time until recently being a Long Beach artist. But like he's been able to build something out of an area that doesn't really get that kind of like respect in the city because like you're not from where Snoop
wasn't as
from,
much a
or
part of the
Warren
musical
G,
tradition,
or Dog Pound or
But
any of
it's-
these
yeah.
cats. East
North side
Siders,
is like fucking Cambodia compared to the east side. Don't you feel like it's just a bunch of wild motherfuckers running around? Like,
yeah, like the Cambodians live on the east side, but like on the north side, it's like a lot of like.
I didn't mean Cambodia
Oh,
town. Literally.
yeah.
I meant like it's just a wild ass
Yeah.
place.
It's wild. No, it's wild. Like I don't like. I've been in the big park. Like he's like the Ramona Park side, but like there's like the Houghton Park, which is the big
Yeah.
park, and like that's where the
that's
skate
where we
park, the
always
bike
hanging
park.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And like you leave at like 6 p.m. Like you're not gonna be there at nighttime because it's like you got like SOS, like Sons of Samoa. You got all the North Side Longos. You got like all
No, but they have
Crips.
the lights on, so we'll stay there till
That's
10.
a recent thing.
Yeah,
That's
the
a very
lights on.
recent
Stay out there till 10, but it's still kind of weird. A lot of pro BMX riders got the bike stolen over there.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on how you were saying like he wasn't really claiming. Well, just like somebody in general, just like how people claim LA but like aren't from LA, but like. I feel like if it's in Los Angeles County,
Yeah,
you can kind of
LA County, right?
I'll never say I'm from LA. I'm
Really?
from Long
Okay.
Beach. But that's a mark. I understand it because that's a marketing thing. Because if you from wherever the fuck you from and you trying to, I'm on a major label. Like if he's on a major label, like you trying to be like I am
But I don't
blank.
think-
Why would you say like I'm from this small part of this place?
Okay, but if you're
Yeah.
from the IE, can you say you're from LA?
I mean, I guess if you're
I see
not,
Chili complaining about that.
That's the
the other day.
corniest thing ever.
Yeah,
That's the corniest
to us,
thing ever.
To us, it is. But like, say you like when I was like 9, 10 years old, and I went to New York, and I'm like, oh, I'm from Hawthorne. They're like, what the fuck is that? Where is
Yeah,
that?
you're from LA. Yeah,
Yeah. Like even if I say it's by LAX, they're like, okay. I'm like, all right, bro. I'm from LA.
That's why I'm always
But
saying
you
I'm from
got
outside
Beverly, you
Boston.
got Beverly Hills, which is like inside of LA. It's its own
You from
thing.
Worcester?
Yeah,
I'm from
of course,
Nashville, New
but you're all
Hampshire,
still
but-
from, you're all still from like Los Angeles.
That's like an
County.
hour out, man.
It's like, but that's the weird thing. I grew up like 2 minutes from the border of Massachusetts.
I used to live in
Everybody
Connecticut.
claims the biggest city near them.
you
Long
got
Beach
it.
is a nationally recognized.
That's
brand
why you're
name.
lucky because people know where Long Beach is.
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
I'm blessed because I'm from a smallish town, but like it's a known
It
place.
carries a big
Or
reputation.
even like
yeah.
Compton, people is like can say they're from Compton. I feel like a lot of people, most people know what that is, or
Yeah.
like
Well,
they don't know demographic.
Well,
I'm from
when
the
Terry
northwest
Kennedy,
suburbs of Chicago.
when Terry Kennedy started hanging out with the Baker Boys, they all call him
was-
Compton Ass Terry. He's all from fucking Long Beach.
That's right.
but
which
even
is
like,
funny.
but even
yeah,
like,
he had a spot
And he
too.
got a lot of shit from people for that, for letting them call him that.
But see,
yeah.
but you know what though? Like LA is like one of those cities where like my nigga, you could be born here, you could live here, but like you can be a native in another town or whatever. Like fucking YG went to Paramount High School.
He
but-
from Paramount.
Yeah, but like niggas be trying to act like he's not from Compton. He's like, nah, bro. Look, first of all, them shit's close as hell together. You can easily be in two different places all the time, and just like, what if you had your mom you lived with your mom in Compton, and your grandma lived in fucking Paramount or some shit like that. You know, that doesn't mean he's not from Compton because he went to Paramount High School or he's used to kicking in Paramount sometimes.
I don't really care where anyone is from. It's like, yo, where are you guys going? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, deep.
It ain't where you from,
Deep.
man. It's where you at.
Yeah, damn. See the rock came in there.
But for real, think about it.
See,
Like,
when those moments
It's
happen,
blood.
when those moments happen, that's when you remind the listeners that you old.
Yeah. Wait, when what? When I
You
hit the
can't.
blunt?
No, you like that rock him.
Oh,
You,
yeah.
you can only like
Oh, no.
Diplomats is as old as you can be.
Yeah,
you can't.
I know.
No
Oh, no.
throwback
Oh,
before
yo,
that.
I'm talking to girls now. They're like, who's Future? Is that like classic rock?
No,
Bitches do not know anything about rap. That's a weird
Ooh,
thing.
wait, what?
sometimes.
Bitches be on it, guys?
They
Yeah,
only
because
know-
but normal ass white girls, you could be like, yeah, I just hosted this Juicy J Wiz Khalifa show. Oh, who's that? I'm like, you don't know who Wiz Khalifa is? They're like,
Bro, what white
What?
bitches are you hanging
They're
on
like-
that don't
I'm
know?
telling
they
you, these
know
are the bitches
Playboy
that you don't
Cardi,
get to meet.
They know Lil Uzi Vert.
Hell no, they don't know
That's-
Playboy Cardi.
those
Playboy
are the
Cardi
ones
is so
I'm talking to.
underground.
That's
Plus.
different
Yeah.
level. Like,
Yeah. Female-wise.
who did
Yeah.
you say before that? You said a big ass name. Like, who the? Come on, bro.
Rap
saying-
is a young,
I'm saying
rap
that
is a
Wiz
young
Khalifa.
man's game.
I've talked to multiple different girls who had no fucking
How
clue
old
who
were they,
Juicy J
30?
and Wiz Khalifa were.
30?
Yeah, you know, mid 20s and shit. Yeah,
Ain't
or
no bitch,
close to 30s.
Ain't no white bitch you know that don't know who Wiz
I
Khalifa
swear
is,
on my
or-
life,
or
you've
Juicy
never
J.
Juicy J's
hung
in
out
a
with
Katy
people
Perry
like this. You have
song.
no idea. And this is still in LA.
This is
if
still
we
on
go
the
to fucking Nashville, New Hampshire, and I start talking about Juicy J, I might as well be talking about Little House Phone. They don't know who the fuck that is half the time,
Hey, shout out to the New Hampshire. I got New Hampshire homies that hit me up.
I got hoes in Nashua.
man. I got hoes in Nashville. Oh,
We
man.
used to get weed out there
Oh, where?
and flip it. In
You
New
used to?
Hampshire,
Yeah.
Vermont, New Hampshire, and Vermont.
I
area.
I used to buy
get
coke
it
in
in
Jersey City and bring it back to
Ohio.
New Hampshire. They
Jersey
didn't know
City-
what the fuck they were
Jersey
paying out
City
there.
Coke was good.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, better than it was in New Hampshire, and they didn't know what the fuck they were buying out there. They get garbage out there.
Were you finessing it?
What do you mean?
Were you selling it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, large ass amounts. I was just driving it from New York to
So you were crossing state lines. You were
many times.
Man, you
Five times
dumb,
some shit,
man.
yeah.
You a rapper because you be telling all
Gonna
of
get
yourself.
this-
Well, this was like-
we're gonna get this man.
It's like 14 years ago. No, but this is what
Ain't no
I was-
statute of limits.
I remember the first time I went to fucking Jersey City with my dude and bought like fucking like half a key of coke, and we're just driving across like the state lines from Jersey to New York, and fucking I'm just thinking, I'm like, damn, that's a dope felony. I just
Yeah,
did
if you,
there.
yeah, if you get caught right now, you're going down.
Yeah.
Hey, I respect you so much more every day, Adam.
Why?
You always have like.
I don't think you should be respecting me more for like previously selling drugs. I don't want to do that anymore.
Nah, cause I
Yo,
know, but
felon
I
gang.
respect where you
Felon
came from.
gang.
I
Felony
respect.
gang.
I respect where you came from and seeing the businessman you've turned into.
Right.
And even though you're still a shitty person, you're also awesome though at the same time.
I'm not a shitty
You
person.
put
I just
work
ate
in.
ass.
You
Yeah.
put work in. That's something like a lot of cats don't know.
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
Appreciate that.
Ro's been putting in work too. You put in work. We all put in work.
Well, he's
man.
known me for a long ass time before any jumper shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was
Well
Adam
done.
before this? Was he always a douchebag and always an asshole?
Always with the porno chicks too.
Love porn chicks
And,
yeah.
yeah.
What is it? The worst
Getting
girls on
in
earth are
fights.
so drawn to me. Yeah.
because you have neck tattoos.
Right.
They love that. You look like one of the people that could be like in one of them alternative pornos with them.
All porn star.
Bro, you gotta be
Alternative
an
porno.
all-porn vlogger. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
You could be one of them cats.
Me and
He's
Rose been
banging her. He's got eyeliner on.
Dude, I've been thinking though, when
His
you guys said
eyeliner's
that like
running.
I should make pornographic vlogs for fucking
No
YouPorn
jumper, for no
or
jumper.
Pornhub or
Yeah.
some shit, that is a fucking good idea.
That's a good move,
I
man.
know that was my
and it would be
idea,
like-
and it's I'm actually.
You should be the producer of
no,
it.
because then you could have a huge YouTube channel, but also, oh, you want to pay $10? Go to my fucking X videos page or whatever. It's a
and watch
fucking
me
good
like
idea.
fuck some girl,
Exclusives, get them
and watch me
exclusives.
fuck some girl I met at a bar. It has to be following you. Like go to the bar.
It's one of the only things that people will always spend money on is getting pussy or jerking off.
It's gonna sound scummy. It's gonna sound real scummy, but it's like the next iteration of like those pickup artist guys who had all that success.
Right.
It's a pickup artist who shows you all the
the
steps.
whole thing. Yeah.
That's gonna be on Facebook Live too.
Yeah.
The thing is
Wait,
you're going to be
wait.
putting this shit on X video, then you got to get a fucking release
Hold
form
on.
from everybody you hang out with. Jesus Christ.
No,
Or blur
face.
face.
out. Speaking of what he just said, Facebook Live. Have you guys seen like people like that have been getting shot and killed on Periscope and Facebook
I saw
Live?
one on Facebook Live.
I saw one. I seen two recently on Facebook Live, and then a couple months ago was when the dude got killed on Periscope.
That guy, yeah. I've seen
That
one.
Chief Keef dude said that he was on Periscope.
Wow.
But Zuckerberg, they took the goose on fire.
Is he dead?
It might have been a fake tweet. But
Hold on, what? What
Sorry.
happened?
No, I know the video you're talking about.
They looked up some bro gang shit.
They let it be on there, but they took the goose out. There's a goose. You probably ain't even seen it. I
goose?
seen it. A goose caught on fire. It was a video of a goose
And they
catching on
deleted
fire.
that.
They deleted it. Zuckerberg, they removed it. So you can see dead black people on Facebook Live, but you can't.
But is the dead black person, is that journalism?
If you hurt an animal,
yeah,
you're in trouble.
Whoa.
Okay, but
Did
did
you
they
beat up a little kid? You're fine.
Was it a goose accidentally getting caught on fire, or
Yeah,
was it
and
they
like-
lit it on fire?
No,
Because torturing an animal definitely should not be on Facebook, but a guy getting killed, that you could say that's journalism. That's
No, that shouldn't be on Facebook.
No, I don't want to see none of that.
Yeah,
Not
I
when my
don't wanna
mom's
see it
on
either,
there.
but,
Yeah.
You guys don't click on those videos where it's like politician shoots himself in the head after speech. You know, like,
yeah. Shout out, Bud Dwyer.
I see that one.
exactly. We've all seen that one.
Yeah, because the new OSS
But it's
shirt
not
has a
on
picture of
Facebook.
that guy on the front.
But it's not on Facebook Live. It's
No,
not,
yeah.
It's not on the page.
No, I definitely agree with you. Like this country
This is-
values
this is
pets
the-
more than humans.
This is a disclaimer. Yeah.
By
I'm,
far.
getting I'm getting a check from them, so I don't want
From Facebook Live.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do what?
get money.
To live stream.
Create content,
Right.
man.
I
That's
mean,
what
I
you
know
should be
I know
doing.
people who are getting paid to do this. I just don't understand why or how.
Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you.
Okay.
On the low, what they're trying to do is they trying to take out all interactions with like third party apps.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't want nothing that takes you out of Facebook. That's why all the new all the press people, they got a thing with Facebook now where like, you know how before like you see something like LA Times, New York Times, whatever, you click on the link and it take you out of the.
They're still inside.
Now
Facebook,
you're still
yeah.
inside of Facebook because they finagled a deal now. And they're like, okay, we're gonna share the ad money. You're gonna pay us like I don't know, $5 million a year or something, and you're gonna host our page on your Facebook. That way they don't have to leave Facebook. So then when they go to their advertisers, they're like, we'll see like we have a 50% increase of people staying on for longer than 30 minutes. You need to pay me this amount of money.
So think about this. Every time I put one of these episodes together, I could post the whole video file on Facebook and probably get thousands of likes, thousands of shares. It would be huge on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or I could post a photo of just the thumbnail, and that would maybe get 200 likes.
Nope.
Or I could post the YouTube file itself.
Nope.
I'd probably get 10 likes.
do number one.
Really?
But then there's no money. And on YouTube, it's like we can make like it's a real revenue source.
Why can't you do both?
You could do both, but then you're kind of stealing like the thunder from the YouTube thing, and you kind of want to consolidate your views into one place at first.
No, but that's what we do. With the people I work with, that's
Right.
what we do. But what we do is just cut the clips. So
Right.
you do like a 5-7 minute clips of
Yeah.
like whatever. You can make it a medley where it's like, oh,
That's definitely the move, is to cut up the little clips to promote. But at the same time, like think about what bullshit is that like YouTube is an actual revenue fund, like you can actually make a business out of it.
Yeah.
And on Facebook, it's just a promotional engine. And like at the end of the day, but they are going to change
they're
it.
gonna change
eventually,
it. They
but-
have to. But
Yeah.
you supposed to.
But
The thing is,
nobody-
you're supposed to build up before they change it. You're not
Exactly,
supposed to
but
put the
that's
work.
that's what they're trying to sell you on. But think about what
but-
Facebook did. Facebook convinced you that you should use Facebook. Then they convinced you that you should pay money to add fans to your brand's page. And now they've convinced people to pay money to promote the content that you put on the brand's page. It's just the jig over and over and over again.
smart.
And at
And
the
it's
end of the
like-
day, like our videos, like when we fucking like, there's another Facebook page in BMX that has 1 million fucking likes or whatever, and they fucking promote their shit like
That's
crazy.
still beefing?
And it, yeah, well, yeah, a little bit, but it doesn't fucking their Facebook thing doesn't bring shit to their traffic on fucking YouTube, and it's like
That's because they haven't finessed it yet. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Bro, if you got a
At the
million
end of the
likes on
day-
Facebook, you would think you would be popping everywhere, but your audience isn't on
They could post a
Facebook.
link to their website and they'll get 10 likes or whatever. It's
your
just,
audience isn't on Facebook, bro.
but it is sometimes for BMX it is, but for
Oh.
No Jumper, not so much on Facebook.
Like a
but
year and a half ago, they said Facebook was coming for Snapchat. They're like, Facebook's
no.
going to start to have messages that go away after like 6 or 7 seconds.
Facebook has tried so many things that nobody
That shit's not
remembers.
cool. Could we all keep it real and just say that shit's not cool to people under like 25?
Facebook?
Remember, I've been
I
on
agree with
Facebook
you.
since like day 4. So I remember when they first
Yeah, that's
invented the news feed, everyone rebelled against
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Take out the news feed. I just want to go linger profiles directly or whatever.
Because then for a while, Facebook's feed became completely like Twitter, where it was just
Yeah.
all the status updates and
Yeah.
it was basically in real time order. And now when you look at Facebook, it's basically like YouTube, where they just want you to look at all these videos. It's a video feed. One of the Facebook execs said that in 5 years from now, your Facebook feed will be all videos. And I have every reason to believe them, because when I look at my Facebook feed now, it's all fucking viral videos
It's
that people
memes and
shared.
shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's all about I take it back too to like when I was at the Diamond Cats doing the intern shit. Like I was like, oh, I'm supposed to get paid. I'm supposed to make money. You know what I mean? Like you supposed to find a way. It's the same with the viral cast. It's like okay, you got 3 million people like watch your shit. Like, what you gonna do next? You know what I mean? Either you're gonna like finesse it into making a niche and monetize it somehow, or you're just gonna make a moment. Like, if you're smart, you're supposed to make something happen with that opportunity. The problem is, cats will be like, oh, I just did some type shit, but I don't want to do no hard work to like make it like a brand or an entity or whatever. And like
my whole thing is that I want.
But you already got the brand. That's
but I want to build a video platform on a place that is the most ethical towards creators and that is like willing to cut them in on the business the most. And it's like YouTube is by far the best place for that because there's people who build real businesses on it. I could put our video stuff on Twitter or Facebook too. It's like at the end of the day, they're not doing shit for fucking.
I don't get paid to sit here, but I put 70 shirts in envelopes over the weekend and shipped them. You know,
there's a good point. But also think about the fact that fucking. God damn it. You robbed me of my thought for a second.
Who you thinking about?
No, I was just thinking about how fucking crazy it is that, I mean, you could put whatever you want on any of these video platforms, and there's only one of them that gives any of that percentage of the money back. And Facebook has been dragging their feet on this so fucking hard, and they don't do anything to stop the piracy that goes on rampant on Facebook, which is insane.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. No, you're right. But it got to change.
It is going to have to change eventually. But Facebook needs a fucking multi-billion-dollar class action lawsuit against them for not taking the appropriate measures because they
I think there are.
There are probably people filing suit, but like think about it. YouTube used to get fucking hell when you used to be able to go on there and look at every single episode of South Park the day it came out, and they had to clean it up. Facebook is still like that in 2016. Really? I'm talking about 2004, 2005 when fucking
someone showed the whole process of trying to get a video taken down that they own very clearly, and they had to send in the thing and wait and send it and wait. By that time, it had 4 or 5 million views. Some guy's page was popping.
And think about like Began hitting his head on the bottom of El Toro has I think 600,000 views on YouTube, and it's got many like millions and millions. Urkel posted it and got 1 million views on his fucking Facebook fan page.
Really?
Yeah, just because it was viral.
A video of Began doing what? A Began hitting his head?
Yeah, he hit his head really hard.
Really?
I've never been the same since.
Really? Shut the fuck up. You haven't seen it? No, I haven't seen it.
It's so bad.
The Blunts and Burgers one?
Yeah.
It's at the end of that.
It's the very first thing he showed me when I met him.
I was on the Blunts and Burgers with y'all.
Well, apparently you didn't pay attention because it's in the video.
You put it on the video? No, you didn't.
Shut up.
A Began hitting his
Just
head?
accept that you're wrong right
okay,
now.
I'm wrong right now. I'll watch it. I'll watch it later.
Yeah, it's in there. It's like 2 seconds of it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey, I think that the camera battery is going to fill up with video, so we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, let's probably do that. What are you drinking, by the way? Could promote that.
Also, we're at an hour and a half, so that's good.
No. He's drinking ginger beer.
No.
It's a solid one.
Right? Ginger beer.
They didn't pay me.
You're thinking about it wrong, man. When we talked about Diddy,
I only talk about one brand for free.
Native Thoughts.
Martinelli's. Oh, my own. Yeah. But Martinelli's. I fuck with them. I like that
but
company.
Look, if you just shout out everybody, then you start getting checked. Then you can work with getting a check for them. Shout out Umami Burger. I'm coming to be a brand ambassador.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I'm repping Umami hard.
Stop. What do we need to know about you? What do we need to look out for if they want to stay in touch with you?
Yeah, you can just you got the Twitter thing.
Yeah.
You can do that. That's it.
Follow
Instagram,
the
Native Thoughts.
second one, the one that
Robesman.
says Adam22 or on some shit. Yeah, follow that one.
Robesman.
House phone should be above Roseman somewhere.
No, actually, you notice that Roseman always gets seniority, so he goes above you.
I didn't notice that.
I did. That's important. And I'm above all of you because I'm.
Respect. I bow down to my fellow Robe Gang leaders.
I mean, it's got to be based on something. Seniority seems pretty good.
True.
I thought it was based on age. It's like a
On that too, yeah.
yeah.
Or white supremacy.
Yeah, that too. Hey,
Killing it on that front, bro.
Yeah, you. He's a little more American than you. He would be above you. You're kind of all.
He's like college guy.
Yeah. You very clean.
Yeah, you look like the reformed Asheroff fan. Like you grew up, you was like, you know what?
I think he's personal friends with Asher.
there was one.
Oh, he was?
There was one black
He
kid
is,
in my
though.
entire high school.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
You got lucky.
What was his name?
John.
What area are
You
you?
got lucky. You had at least one.
What area are you from?
That's multiculturalism.
I sat
bro.
next to him in band. We both played trumpet.
Lit.
Oh, that's tight.
Where are you from? Where are you from, Roseman?
Chicago suburbs.
Really think that's not a good question for the end of this podcast.
Okay.
we got to do,
we're
do
ending
the
the
Robesman
podcast.
interview one day.
I know, right?
Thank you very
yeah,
much,
yeah,
Senay. I
say it.
appreciate
Senay,
it.
thank you for coming through.
No Jumper, coolest
You have
podcast in the
beautiful
world.
Thanks for
braids, by
keeping
the
it
way.
Thank you,
woke.
man.
Thank you very much to all the guys here. Appreciate it.
Shout out Road Gang.
Shout out ISIS. Hit us up.
We got a plug now.
All right, man. Hey, I always say that was fun. I gotta start saying that was fun.
You gotta come up with a trademark.
Because
That was pretty good.
bro, why can't I get this fucking hat to like move?
You got
You got a big head.